Alrighty, y'all. Whew, fuck, sorry, how you doing today? Sorry, I'm a little bit tired because I've been on my PC for about fucking 5 hours before stream started. Virtually straight because I was finishing up the TF2 challenge, yay, and that took a while to do, I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. That took a lot of my energy. Because I had to play for so fucking long. I had to get like 300, 400 kills today, and it was just, woo! It was something. We're back here again because I do want to beat this fucking game. And I also haven't played it since the beginning of this month. I just want to get through this game, get it done, and get it over with in a sense, you know what I mean? That's all I want to do right now. I want to make sure that this game gets... oh, sorry. I want to make sure this game gets done properly, and they can move on. Because, damn, does this game never want to end. More tax. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've been playing this game for so long. Like, I was looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I've been playing this game for, like, about as long as I've been playing on fucking PC. Like, this was one of the first fucking games that I played. And I'm still not done with it. I'm close, don't get me wrong, I'm fucking close. But it's just like, these last few levels are atrocious. I feel like fucking Sisyphus over here, just fucking continuously just pushing that rock up the mountain. Hoping and praying that something changes. You know what I mean? But we got this one. This one, easy peasy. Going to be so fucking easy. Because the biggest thing is that... sorry. The biggest thing is I'm just not looking up any fucking guides. And by doing that, I'm having to discover how to do fucking everything just on my own. Which a lot of times can work out in your favor. In this case, no, because there's probably some secret rinky-dinky strategy that's like, oh yeah, just do this, 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 and then you can complete this immediately. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. But I do want to beat this game, and I will not lie. The thought has crossed my mind to just cheat. Excuse me. Just cheat on the game and then hope that it's fucking... no one notices. But people would fucking notice. Sorry. But it's just like that. To be honest, I probably should just stream my whole TF2 thing today and call it a day, because right after this stream is done, I gotta get up in fucking like 8 hours and then go to work. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's easy. Work is easy. Because all I think about, the only thing that's getting me through the work is knowing that I'm going to be able to buy at least 2 packs of V cards for this next one. Because I looked at the fucking set. Holy shit, the set that this one is. You get so much. Not so much, but there's so many characters I want to get. They got Juniper, they got Milky, they got fucking Smitty, they got Clueless. They got so many motherfuckers for this one. And of course, they got Bao and Camila and all of them. It's just like fucking crazy. Like fucking Smash Bros over here. They got every motherfucker in here. Now they got this, trust. Nah, trust, they got, yep, they got it. They got this. Don't worry, Billion. Don't even worry about it, dog. They got this. There we go. You see, you lose a little bit of health to save the majority of it. And we should be able to get this motherfucker at the end of this round. Which is good, because then all we gotta do is worry about fucking, oh no, the other shit. Oh. And whoopsie daisy, I let some get through. Whoops-a-daisy, as they say in ye olden times. Alright, now comes the part where I just focus purely on fucking getting cannons. There we go. And we want these motherfuckers to be 2 top, complete middle. I'm so glad I looked because I almost went 2 bottom, full top. And I have no clue what the fuck that is. Yes, yes, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Fucking hell. That TF2 spree took a lot more out of me than I thought it would. I'm just glad it's done for the fucking back burner. It's fun, and I really enjoy my time with it, and like hour-wise, it took way less than the stock flamethrower. But it's just like, I know we have about 17,000 other weapons to get through, so celebrating a tiny victory is kind of a little hard. Because like, oh my god, yeah, we completed fucking the second power weapon. It's like, oh, there's so many more worse weapons out there that we gotta take care of. And so many more that's gonna fucking suck. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's just a feeling in your soul where you're like, yep, this is a victory, but it is a victory that is fucking really short-lived. Because these motherfuckers are not gonna stop. They're going to get harder and harder. I believe I have time to get 1 Moab Assassin. But I forget what I got. I want to say by the end I should have 1 Moab Mauler and 1 Assassin, but I'm not sure on that fact. We'll have to see, because by the end what I should have is 2 fucking Moabs. Oh no, yeah, this I can get 2 Moabs with this. I got this. This is fine. There it is, a Moab Mauler. Then we get this guy, we plant him here. We just lost so much fucking health. But it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. I keep forgetting what levels are threats. But it's fine. Excuse me. We're fine. We get the Moab Mauler here, and then we should be able to get the other 2 upgrades and the bigger bombs, and not the heavy bombs. We'll get bigger bombs and not heavy. Unless. There we go. Beautiful. Thank God, that was a little too close for comfort, but we did it, we did it, we did it. Now I gotta get fucking you. We gotta get the monkey village because we need to get our boy here to see camo, which we should be able to do, and nothing bad should ever happen. Nothing. Fuck. I'm gonna take it slow though, just in case. Because last thing I want to do is lose more health by fucking accident. Motherfuck. I knew something was up because I remember, like, in my brain from a month ago. Almost. I was like, I remember there being something that really fucks me up. I've been working on my fucking guy up to par. Balloons. Yes, American. Balloons. Okay, now I need to get... Pause. I need to get a guy in that corner, right? Fuck, I'm not sure I can get that. But how you doing, American? Oh, what am I doing? I gotta get him right here. And he is going to be balloon liquefier and then a glue splatterer. Yeah. I remember we gotta get 1 more for up here. That's a Moab stopper, and then a second corrosion motherfucker. Because he only gets balloon dissolver. And then he gets the other shit. This is fine for now. What the... I'm sorry, what? Did those things just fly by real quick like how the fuck? Did my guy not get that? I feel like he really, really saw those and just decided to not. Just, you know, fucking hit the balloons. The things that are killing us. Cool. There we go. I think I fucked up and made the thing a little too fucking close. Alright. Our next focus is just getting Moab Gluer and then Moab Dissolver. One more. We're really banking off of Glue Monkeys here, I'm not gonna lie to you. We are holding so much stock in the Glue Monkey propaganda. To be fair, that's kind of all we got going for us right now, is Glue Monkey propaganda. Do this, and this is all that he needs. Because at most, there's going to be a handful of fucking Moabs coming through, so there's no point to get to be so fucking super badass and dangerous. There we got that guy, and his one job is to be cleanup duty, so we get him to Balloon Dissolver as well. And we are just in time. That should be fine. I want to get this guy, Balloon Splatterer. I guess I get him too now because we got the money for it. Okay, stop. We're going to put another cannon down. Slow it down, see how this goes. Fucking evaporated. Mwah. Perfection incarnate. Truly amazing engineering here. Yep, make you a mauler, make you heavy, and then we gotta get another assassin next. Trying to think what I can get next. Because this is the moment where it's like, what I do next really matters. I kind of want to try and get a balloon liquefier to completely protect the fucking middle path. Because right now that's our biggest threat, is the middle path. The fucking Moabs will get shredded immediately the second they come down by, even with two of them, yeah, they get fucking shredded. Balloon liquefier, there we go. That way, just fucking... And that way, fucking, I can just kind of let the middle path chill for a little bit. I'm a gamble right now. I'm a gamble. Pursuit. IRF. Get the Rotor Raiders right now. Hold the fucking line. Rosa Raiders. Okay, we're golden. See, we're fine. Don't need to panic. No, none. Not a single reason to panic. We're completely fine. Completely and utterly fine. We're good. Okay. I'm gonna turn it down. Because I want my reaction to be fucking as fast as possible here. Because shit tends to go from we're shitting on them to getting shit on in like a fucking half a second. Okay. Hold on. I think we get that to be a Moab Assassin 2. Just so we have a little more oomph before they get to this glue guy down here. Yeah. Yeah. Because of this guy down here, the fucking middle path should be safe for a hot minute. I might put another one down just right next to Sada that can see fucking... more. That can see all balloons. There we go. But we'll get the Moab Assassin first. He's kind of going to be like a little later on little plan. Because by the time round 6 comes around, I want to have two... There you go, Moab Assassins. And then I want to get a Moab Mauler. Don't let them get past. Don't let them get past. Don't let them get past. Do not let them pass. Good. Got the Moab Mauler. Okay, so now you have 2 assassins, 2 maulers, 2 glue guys, 1 to slow, 1 to kill. We should be good with that. Good job, Sada. Good job, good job, good job. Really appreciate you, Sada. Now we want to get corrosive. Then we want to have a second dissolver up here. Just because then this one can see everything, metal and camo. Which is going to be so fucking useful. Looking at everything, it seems like everything's still holding up. But round 63 is going to be the real kicker. If I could get a second balloon dissolver by that point, though, I feel much safer. Please, game. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I feel much safer. If I could get glue splatter, too, I'd very much appreciate that, game. I doubt we'll get it, though. I doubt. Big doubt. Big doubt. That's a reinforce. It's a reinforce. See how well they do against it. They did perfectly against it. Another one. Oh, beautiful still. Truly a fucking an art. A beauty. Okay. This is where shit gets bad. Pop that early. Then it's going to send another big wave where we then use Sada's second ability. But let's save it to the point where they're really close. There we go. Then we got to use Sada's main ability one more time. Please recharge. I do not feel fucking safe right now. Okay, we recharged. That's the round. Fucking hell, that round sucks. It's giving me such fucking bad anxiety. Let's make you heavy. You're fine. Oh, they are handling that like a fucking champ. Oh, the helicopter just say. Oh, so we got. Yeah, we gotta go for more Moab Maulers. We have to increase the amount of Maulers we have. That's our next. We get every single one of these Moab assassins, just so we have the ability to completely fucking ice them. Because right now they are starting to break through, and I do not like that. And I'll get you that just because I feel like he's starting to get overwhelmed a little bit. But, you know, he's fine. He's chilling. He's vibing. He's cool. He's a cool dude. He's fine. He's fine. I want to get him to be a liquefier, though. But this is more important because so far, this guy down here is killing them all. If we could have a second one in the middle, and then this guy could also hit them like right this one area where these two things meet, that'd be very comforting to have. Mob Assassin, there you go. We're fine. We're fine. They pushed through a little bit, but we're fine. Fuck, I fucking got scared and popped Sada's ult. I gotta have more fucking faith in my goddamn fucking cannons. slow round, which is kind of scary because it makes you think they're gonna rush my ass. Still doing fine. Yeah, okay, that was slow and terrifying, but you know, I'll take that shit. They're doing great. I try and get a second glue guy towards before Sada. That just completely slows them down. That wouldn't be the worst idea. Make them slow before they go through the fucking humongous tunnel of death. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Perfect. We're fine. We're golden. We're dandy even. No. Yeah, I just blew that because I don't want to risk it. We have the abilities. The second I get Balloon Liquefier in the middle, it's going to be really hard for anything to get through. I should get this guy to be a Balloon Liquefier too at some point, but right now he's just not doing much. My fucking spider sense is telling me to get this guy first, though. But I won't. Because I have another sense in my brain that it's a wrong play. Because any mob that comes from the top there, we can just break. It's the middle path you gotta be scared of. Where's the Moab at? Come on, show the fucking Moab. Haha, funny game is over now, game. We can do it. We're fine. We're still fine. We're weirdly doing decent. We need about 1,000 more, and then we can get to fucking second Balloon Liquefier. There it is. Just to speed it up. Because we still have Sada's other ability. We are now getting a second Balloon Liquefier. Break some of the Moabs. Break some more. Fucking, they got completely destroyed. Now I gotta focus on getting this guy to be a Balloon Dissolver, too. And then focus maybe on getting a slower. Someone that can actually just slow down all the fucking balloons at once. I believe this is a dangerous round. Yep, I'm gonna say fuck that to that one. Did I use most of our fucking cannons? Yes. But also think about how much shit we just saved. Because of that. I shouldn't have broken those things. I shouldn't have fucking blown them up. Because now I wasted so much money. We're doing good so far. We have fucking 8 rounds left, but something tells me something really bad is coming. Doing good. The round is still going. What am I missing? We can break that. We can do that. Can we do the second one, though? Can we do the second one? Can we do the second one? Two consecutive. Fucking almost took me out. Fucking hell. Oh my god, it takes so much to get them fucking there. Jesus Christ. If this table wasn't here, right beneath our fucking glue guy, we'd be fucking doing amazing right now. They're doing fine over there on that end. Just a little bit more. Then we can get Balloon Liquefier on here. He'll help out the middle track a little bit towards the end, but mainly he's there to take out the fucking... the Moab ones, because that's what we get. We can get the Moab. It's just the balloons. They get corrosive, but it's not enough yet anymore. We got all of our skills, though, still. A little more. There you go. Perfect. We're fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. See, we're good. And now he's a balloon liquefier, and he's doing his job. And they just get shredded off rip. Perfect. My soul feels like it's being sucked out. We're gonna get a guy right here who is going to be a sticky glue guy. And he is just going to make sure things stay nice and sticky for our boys in the front here. We can handle that. We can handle fucking red Moab. We can handle that. That's easy. That's fucking child's play. A reinforce, he can do that too. A red after reinforce, we are still golden. No! We were not. I severely overestimated everything that we had there. I think the relentless glue, hold up. I think getting a relentless glue on this guy. Nah, I don't think that'll work, actually. I was about to say, like, if we just get this guy to be relentless glue, we might be able to fucking do it, but it's debatable if we could. We'd likely need just somebody more down here, or, like, in this area to kind of help clean up with him. But 75, though, for being gone for this long is not bad. We did also clear up a lot of shit. I don't think we needed this guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because, yeah, he got 2,000 fucking kills, and that's it. Where this guy got 666, this guy got 8,000. This guy did virtually nothing. He was just a big money drain that could have been used for this guy, or this guy, or having some other thing get over here. I could have maybe got a sewer monkey up here and then fucking did that way. Again, we're not going to use continues because I don't want to fucking use them. There we go. Then we'll just speed our way through the fucking early rounds because the early rounds are relatively easy for us. Thankfully. We kind of just zip, zap, zop right through all of them and be fucking peachy. Nope. That's going to bite us in the ass right here, but it's fine. It's all good. Oh. Never mind. I thought that was going to bite us in the ass, but it didn't. We lost 5 shield, and that's it. Which we'll regain relatively soon. Also, the fact we didn't have that thing down kind of fucked us over too, but it doesn't matter. All I know is that right now we're kind of just chilling on the easy path because we only have to fucking upgrade 1 tower right here, and that's it. And that is this boy. But while this is all happening, we should probably look, what do we want to get that could help? We should probably try and get a Sniper Monkey up here, so the glue guy right here, we get a Sniper Monkey right here who is built into fucking... We try and get him to be fucking large caliber and full auto. Because from this angle... Actually, right here. Right here we'll put him. Because this way he can see the most shit he can possibly see. Which is all we want from our boy. We just want him to be able to just see everything. He needs to be the all-seeing eye for the team. Because if we can get him there and get him like an alchemist, we should be good. Because luckily for us, Sniper Monkey's one of the easier ones to level up besides, you know, these two are horrendous to level up because 2K and 4K. I mean, I guess compared to the fucking Balloon Liquefier, it's not bad, but it also helps because you can see both of the main threats, which is the middle path and the Moabs. So he can be there to help break the Moab faster and then take it out. While also being able to give supportive fire to our boys down the middle. Yeah. Yeah, that'd work. Because his main target should always be the strong ones, and then by the boom, he's golden. So he should be attacking the Moabs mainly first, and then he should go for the little ones. Because those Maulers were a good amount of shit. It was just shy. Literally just shy of what we needed it to be to fucking... to win. Because that's the closest we ever gotten before. Mainly because I think another big thing we got was the Chopper with Pursuit. Because this entire time I was like, oh, nah. Pursuit would fuck us up entirely. Because he wouldn't be able to go anywhere. With the Glutosaur being there, he tends to go for the Moab first, which is exactly what we want. He's there to help clean up with the Moabs and everything pretty damn well. And I believe I have the rough plan for how to do it. It goes this guy, one Moab Assassin, one Moab Mauler. Then next we'll go for the Monkey Village. After Monkey Village, we focus on getting the fucking... a Glutosaur, but then also a Relentless Glue for the top part. Then we get a Balloon Liquefier. Then we get another Moab Mauler and Assassin. Get the fucking second Balloon Liquefier. Then get the Helicopter. Then it's kind of free game. Then it's just upgrading our shit we currently have. By that, I mean we gotta... fucking... Jesus Christ, that scared the fuck out of me. And by that, I mean we should get the fucking... the army guy then. The fucking Silent Monkey then. That's gonna be our golden ticket. And also, don't be so quick to blow up the fucking Moabs. Because we lost so much money by being scared. Because there are so many points where I could have easily gotten a good amount of money from the fucking Moabs and their balloons. But I just deleted them. Honestly, what we should do is just at the end... just spam the fucking Moab fucking destroyer thing on the last round. So that way we can fucking get most of what we needed. In terms of supplies. Not supplies, but in terms of... what's it called? Oh yeah. In terms of just securing the win. We can do it that way. Which would be very easy, quick, clean, lickety-split, in and out kind of deal. Also, while, you know, remembering when to use Sada's abilities. Sada is our strongest monkey on the field with insta-kill capabilities. Use fucking Sada more, me. Come on. Think about it. Okay, we're good now. Now, all we focus on is fucking round 36. The round right before we can get the Monkey Village to be able to see fucking camo. And then like a round 73, I believe. Beyond that, we should be good for a while now, which is a nice breath of fresh air. We can still fit a glue gunner up there, which is perfectly what I want. Yep, just keep upgrading this motherfucker. This is all we're going to do right now. We're just going to upgrade this one guy and just keep bumping and bumping and bumping and bumping and bumping. That's all we want to do. Nice, nice, nice. How many powers do I have? I have so many fucking powers. I could very easily win this by using just these. But I won't. Because that's cheap and unfair. I could easily be any of these if I wanted to. But where's the sport in it? You know what I mean? Where's the challenge? When I beat these things, I want to feel that rewarding feeling of being like, I figured it out. And I feel like we are right now on the cusp of figuring it out. We just gotta be a little more kind of careful. You know what I mean? Just gotta be a little more mindful of our fucking surroundings. I think like around right here would be the best place so we can still catch those few little stragglers if we need them to. Or just put them in here. That'd be also pretty decent. Yeah, we'll probably put them in the fucking thing. What's the alchemist's fucking range? Oh, he'd be well in it. We're fine. Because I think that's just our the last thing we need here. We just need that fucking Sire Monkey to be there on helping defense. Helping everybody out and being a little last line of defense against the fucking balloons. Just as a little fucking thing that can just fucking swoop in and kill the last remaining little stragglers that we have. Because there are so many fucking stragglers. After the fucking big Moas start coming. On the bright side, we can get to fucking level, you know, 30, like, sorry, halfway to level 40 really fucking easily. Nope. I remember you. 37. Remembered you. You're not gonna get me unaware this time, buckaroo. About there so we can still fit, yep, a glue monkey in there. And then we get you to be a Moab Mauler with bigger bombs. And if we can get heavy bombs, it'll be fucking perfect. Alright, we're cool. We're vibing, we're good, we're done. Okay. Slow it down. Open the track. As a team, we did that. Teamwork accomplished. Now we gotta get the monkey village down. Which goes there. Grow blocker. And then fucking we wait. We have to pay attention to the round right before we can get radar scanner. So once we're like just right at the cusp of it, gotta pay attention there for that round. Which may be, yeah, it's this next round, it's round 42. Because we're really close, there's gonna be a real big rush of camo balloons right here. Just gotta wait. There we go. There we go. Yep, caught them. And we still have fucking 94 health and 9 shield. Okay, now we I think now we get this guy and we get him to just be a balloon dissolver, then we focus on the other balloon guy. Right. We should get a speed up here, very little fucking consequence. Yep. Get him to be a balloon liquefier. He's golden now. Out here spreading joy. You're gonna get him glue globs. Fuck, I was not paying attention! I forgot round 45 a bunch of cosmic balloons come out because I was trying to get the placement on this fucking dude. Now we just get to chill until fucking we get fucking Moab glue. God damn it. It was right there. We had it. We just lost like 30 health. We lost a third of our health from one mistake because I just fucking forgot about something. I was so focused on one other thing that I just didn't even realize that we were just getting completely annihilated down bottom path. Get them. Fucking... Come on, get glue. There we go. Then I believe we get this guy to be an assassin. And then get a second Moab Mauler. If I'm not wrong. I may be, though. fucking no. There you go, Moab Mauler. Bigger bombs. Get this guy down here. Made a little help from fucking Sada, yup. Because he is not a good balloon dissolver yet. Once he gets that, he should be golden. He should be peachy and fine. Beautiful, Sada. Beautiful. Just gotta focus on this guy because there shouldn't be a super deadly round for a little bit now. Fucking... I keep just looking away. There you go. Should be peachy now. We're gonna get the last Moab right now. But he's just gonna be a cannon. Because I want to get the helicopter up and running right now. Then after that, we can start focusing on upgrading everyone else. Actually, no, we're going to get the balloon liquefier first, and then that guy. I think that's what we did last time. I'm trying to retrace my steps, but it's a little fucking hard. Just going to speed up, bro. Oh, wow, one balloon got through. That's crazy. Okay, cool. Slow it down. Cool. Cool. Good fucking work, Sada. Cool. Cool. There you go. Now we should be completely safe at the start. Once we get him glue splatter. There we go. We should be good now. He should be able to take care of most of the shit by himself. Which means helicopter time. Pursuit. IRF. Get the rotator blades. Get the rotator blades. We're going to slow it down too. Because now here comes the very technical parts. Okay. Get the Rosa Raiders. Come on. A little bit more. Just get a little more cash. Give me fucking a pebble of cash. There we go. He's a fucking goddamn blender now. I should be fine for a little bit now. Should be just chilling and cool. Now with that, let's get these motherfuckers up to par. Because I need to get these guys to be fighters really quickly. Because the red balloon's coming now, and we can beat it if we actually have all the maulers. There's that. Bigger bombs. Let's go. Heavy, we're still fine. That's not scaring me right now. They're lead and they're big and bad, yeah, but they're not going to be that much of a threat. We'll get you glue splatter. And just going to pay attention. Just going to wait for fucking the sign. Right there. Beautiful. Now they should be able to take care of that by themselves for a hot minute now. Now, okay, I'm trying to fucking think and talk at the same time. My brain's fucking frying. We got a little bit before fucking the next round, so let's try and get a little more shit. Where's the monies at? Come on, there we go. Alright, it's about to be fucking the next round, which is round 63, which is a dangerous round. Which we have to use every single one of Salah's abilities. And the first one we got to use twice. We're good. Even faster. Yep, he's really fucking helping. Then we'll get him semi-auto relatively soon. Got max shield, so we got fucking 78. You have 78 health in total right now. Where should we find? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait. There it is. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, God, fucking. We have to do it damn near at the start. We have to count to like 3 and then pops out his fucking ability. That's what we gotta do. Fucking, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate the restart time for this shit. It is fucking unbearable sometimes. Because it's just so fucking slow to get back to where you were. It is literally a fucking snail's crawl to get back to anywhere lightly resembling progress. Go. Let's move it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep, I know, game. I know. We're chilling until a very long time from now. Even then, I know what's going to happen. Round 55, 63, and 73 are all dangerous rounds. Along with fucking, what is it, round 17? And then the round right before we fucking get the Monkey Village up. Those are the threatening rounds. Those ones we gotta worry about. Nowhere else we really gotta worry that much about. Just round 63, 73, and then 55, and I think round 17. And 55, because 55 they shoot a bunch of cosmic balloons at you. Let's move it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fucking move it. I wish there was like a time like 700 multiplier for speed, just so I can speed through the fucking early levels really easily, and just not give a fuck about them. Because right now, I know what's gonna happen until here to round 40, and then past that. It's just timing's your biggest enemy in this. Time too quickly, you lose. Time too slowly, you lose. You have to be perfect. No ands, ifs, or buts. You have to be perfect in every way possible to beat this. Fucking move, bitch! Yeah, it's around 17 you gotta worry about. 17 and 18. I believe have the fucking high-level fucking white balloons. Oh no, it's 18, maybe 19, maybe? I know there's something else to be looking out for here before we get to the fucking Ring of Fire. Still doing great. Another sign I'm supposed to be looking out for here before we get to the fucking Ring of Fire. Still doing great. There they are. We're doing fine right now. Bada bing, bada boom, 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 bada boom. Just looking. I know there should be a point somewhere where I fucking start getting hurt. There it is. We're gonna tank a little bit of this damage. to then absorb this one's damage. In which case, we're now pretty close to being Coolio. But there is one more round of fucking camo balloons that fucking Sawdust has to take care of. I think it's this round, yeah, because we're about to get fucking fire. There we go. Got it. Okay, we're good for a little bit. Up until fucking right before. Right before we get to the fucking... Right before we get Monkey Village up and running. We are golden till then. Which means I don't really gotta look at the fucking screen. I can kind of just let things play out naturally. You know, don't be so fucking on my monkeys 24/7. Because I don't gotta do shit till around fucking... Round 39 is done. I don't gotta do a single fucking thing. Because these two... Hold up, actually. 30-something had a bunch of camo balloons that came out and really fucked me last time. I think. I can't remember. I'll be paying light attention to the fucking actual track. Just because I think there is a round somewhere where I get really fucked over by a bunch of camo balloons, right? Maybe? I can't fucking remember. It's a little bit hard to remember every single threatening point because there's just so many. There's the big ones, of course, but then there's those like little ones where it's like that just would rather not happen. Yeah. Excuse me. You know what I mean? It's just one of those where it's like, yeah, I just rather I not have to deal with all of that bullshit if I could avoid it. Still doing fine. I remember there being something that fucked me up a little bit, right? My memory is very shot right now. Too much TF2 this is what it does to your brain. I didn't want to start thinking about opening source filmmaker. Right now, I fucking knew it. It's 37. We saved ourselves mostly. I say mostly because we still have our shield. Which is all I fucking care about. But now we're good. Now we're solid for a hot minute. We're going to get 10k. What could I get with 10 fucking K? Hold up. I just want to see something. Hold up. We'll get the cannon here, of course. But then what if, hear me out, we just put a Desperado. Fuck, I forgot he doesn't work to fucking count the Sniper Monkey, my bad. And he wouldn't get that much farther other because, yeah, it wouldn't even be able to get on the semi-automatic, so there's no point. Alright. Continue with the plan as usual. I thought I might be able to fucking do something because I realized, yeah, if I just didn't fucking do shit, I could very easily just get... whatchamacallit. I could very easily get something just worth 10k. If I had 10k there, I kind of wanted to play around with. But I couldn't really do shit. I guess I could have gotten a helicopter, but... the thing is, I just don't know what the fuck the helicopter would do in this situation. That'd be super beneficial. Because, like, yeah, I can do a lot, but it's also, like... I could get it to be fucking Rosa Raiders and IRF and all that shit, but I couldn't really do much else with it. Besides just sit there and fucking look at the thing. Alright, slow down. Because it's gonna be a real big fucking burst of... There they are. There you go. And now I can get fucking radar for him. I'm gonna boom. We're golden. That's all I needed to worry about for a little bit, luckily, because now we're gonna get boom, boom. Wait for him to get a little bit more up. We can go fast. You see, after a while, it just becomes fucking routine, all of this. It's like your morning routine. But it's just me putting down a bunch of fucking virtual monkeys in a very specific order. Alright, he's good. Next. Let me fucking do that for Sada. I forgot, 45, member, fucking a bunch of cosmic purple balloons come in and start fucking us up. I did the exact same thing last time, too. Sometimes you're just too stuck in a routine, so you make a bunch of fucking mistakes over and over again. But beyond this, we should be fucking fine. Just wait it out. All up until round 50, where we just got to do a few more things. One is get this gotta be a Moab Gluer. 2, upgrade that Moab Mauler to an Assassin. And then 3, get a Glue Dissolver for the fucking track. The Moab track up here. Right? Just wait again. That's all we can do. We sit here and we wait now for just a little bit because we'll just grind money. Because after this is when it's just to get really fucking kind of technical. Level 102. Cool. Great game. Thank you. I love you. Really appreciate you, mate. You're fucking doing God's work. What the fuck was that? I mean, we didn't lose that much health. But what the fuck happened? Note to self, slow down around 49 because something happened, but I was moving so fucking fast, I could not tell you what it was. Let's hope this is enough. More than enough. I do want to get this guy up, though, first, because the Moabs do kind of still scare me right now if I'm not careful. They could very easily kind of just fuck me up. Bigger bombs, Moab Mauler. Alright, we're good now. Alright, you're that. He's that. We gotta get this, gotta be a Dissolver now. Now, a Liquefier. We need him to be a Liquefier. Then after that, what? What, NG? What magical words you have to say? Oh, but yeah, I did finish the fucking Backburner today. Thank God, y'all. Backburner is done. Round 52. Mental note. Some got through. We're gonna slow down actually just right now. It's nighttime again. That it is. I always stream at nighttime, mate. Will it work this time is the question. That outfit redeem. Hold up. I have to wait for this round over, then I'll do it. But like, what the fuck is happening? That should do it automatically. Actually, I should just do it right there. This is really fucking weird. Oh, right, it's multiply. It did change, and I could affect it in my thing. I was just fucking being a dumbass. There we go, cozy outfit. Fuck, I'm an idiot. I have no clue what's happening with that thing. But yeah, y'all. Backburner for the Pyro is done. Which means I now have to move on to the next flamethrower. Yay! It's either going to be the Flog or the Greaser. Those are the only two left that have Stranges, and I don't want to leave the Dragon's Fury for last. Just because that's just going to be a fucking hassle and a half to go through. Counting every single fucking kill. Yeah, no. Oh, right. Balloon is over. He should be golden now. He's golden. He's completely not the strongest monkey we have. Now we gotta get fucking... Still slow down because I'm not that confident yet. We gotta get the Sumo Assassin. Get you Glue Splatter to help you. We can speed up a little bit just so I can just so I don't waste fucking time. But how you doing, Edgy, by the way? Just so I don't fucking waste time, we just gotta speed through a little bit of this. There you go. Don't want to waste time on shit I've already fucking know I'm gonna succeed at. There we go. Mob Assassin. Then put them there. Then we gotta get a helicopter. For cleanup. How long been live streaming? Like in total or just today? Speaking of which, I probably should have just fucking streamed that fucking... whatchamacallit? Fuck, what is it called? Oh yeah, I should have just streamed fucking TF2 today. I played it for like 5 hours. Today I've been live for about an hour right now. Just one singular hour. Kill that man. But yeah, been live for an hour-ish. Give or take. There we go. We got rid of all of them. Actually, you mean 1 hour, 1 minute, and 5 seconds. Actually, you're right, Atomic Meat, yeah, but also, fuck you. How you doing, mate? But yeah, I probably should just stream the TF2 because the reason I seem so out of it right now is because, like I said, I was playing TF2 for like fucking 4 hours before this. Straight, basically. I love TF2, but Jesus Christ, playing it for that long in one sitting, it just gets a little tiring sometimes. Playing most games for that long gets you fucking a little bit, you know, sleepy and like out of it. I just really wanted to get that shit done for the back burner so I could start working on the SFM. Because I know that's going to take a long ass time too, so I have all my clips ready for the video and all that shit. But it's going to be a bitch and a half to do all that shit. Alright, this up here is good. Prove it. Prove what? Okay, got all of you. It might be time to start looking for the sniper. There we go. There's my boy. And he cannot get upgraded until fucking a while now, so he's gonna chill there for a little bit. He's gonna sit there and just kind of be pretty. No Paragon, shake my head. Yeah, no Paragons on a regular ass map. Can't believe it. Cannot believe my eyes. If 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep, I breathe the open air and leave teardrops everywhere. This round is an important round because next round C3 is going to be really fucking thing. You should also delete System 32, not gonna lie. Cool, bro. I know what that does. You're not funny. Real good one, Jot, bro. Nice one. Nice one. Learned that in elementary school this week, bro. It's a real good one. That's real funny. Real funny, haha, this guy over here. We got a comedian. Okay. I fucked up a little bit there, but I was able to save it. Next comes the second burst. A little bit after my thingus thing. There, go do it now. So that clears it up. Next, just use his ability one more time and we're good. We're dandy. And wait for it. 1, 2, 3. Now. Yep. And there we go. Yep, we're done. There's that round. I can now look away because prove that you know what it does. Prove that you know what it does. Prove you have organs inside your body right now. Cut open your stomach and rip them out. They're gonna do... I have no way to stop it if they don't do fine. I'm gonna blow that one up. We can take care of that one. Blow that one up, though, because he's getting a little too close. We're fine, though. I need an example. Could you... I need an example. Could you show it? Could you show me your organs by ripping them out of your chest? Because I need an example of them real quick. You know, just a quick one. I need a quick little example of what organs look like, so just rip yours out. You know what I mean? Just real quick. You can put them back in after you're done. That there. We should be fine for a little bit now. As long as I pay attention. Come on, a little bit more. Just a little bit more money. Once he gets over a semi-automatic, he should be a much bigger. There you go. Mwah. Okay. That's fine. We're golden. We're still fucking trucking along. Easy peasy kind of shit right now. Nothing should be able to fuck us up right now, I believe. Until 75 and shit, but I guess gotta be on my guard in a sense. Is what I should be kind of focusing on right now. We can break that one. Soda! I fucking pressed the rocket button instead of soda on my hotkey. A bad could kill you. Yes, I know. I needed to pop Sada's ability, but I just completely fucking clicked the wrong button. I clicked the wrong hotkey. I just blew up the fucking things. Posada there just gonna speed through all of this because this is the fucking part where I know nothing really bad is gonna happen now. Sada's down there. I had that, but I just clicked the wrong button. I fucking activated the wrong ability. I needed Sada there to clean up, but I just fucking completely smashed the wrong button and just blew up one of the fucking mobs, which is already gonna get fucking taken down. I remember 65 being a threat, but I didn't think it'd be that big of a fucking problem. And then 2, I don't think we're gonna let some of the fucking things get past there just a little bit. There you go. I think we gotta go for not you. Should probably go for a Moab Maimer this time around instead of fucking full auto. We'll go for faster fire rate and then Moab Maimer. Mainly because that's what we need. We just need someone that can fucking deal with Moabs a little bit better with the help of fucking the cannons. That's all we need. We just need a little something to help. Also, we need to place this bad boy. That's why I'm fucking losing so much health. We have to restart. Because I did the wrong fucking thing. I was not paying attention. I accidentally clicked 3 times on one thing and completely ruined that tower. Bam, 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 bam. Yep, yep, yep. Do this, do this, do this. Yep, come on. Let's bring it. You go there. Skaboosh. There you go. Let's round it up, boys. Let's go. Come on. Keep her coming. There you go. Perfect. He's fucking good now. I believe it's round 19 we gotta be worried about, I believe. And then like 27, I believe, is another bad round because it fucking sends a bunch of purple balloons at us. I think. Those small little hits in the road, I don't remember, but the big ones, I remember. The big bumps, I remember. Fucking, we have the round right before we can get the monkey village to see radar. So 62, I believe. Then 65, 75 are all big threats. 69 is a little threat, but not a super big one as long as I'm paying attention. If I'm not, though, I could easily fuck myself. Really easily. Get you. On the bright side, I should be smooth sailing for this first 40 fucking rounds. Because I have this on like the back of my fucking hand. How to fucking do these ones. It's just second nature now. Because I've been doing this fucking strat for so long. Weirdly enough, our first attempt today was still our best one. After being gone for like 3 weeks, still our best fucking attempt. By a long shot. Yep, now we just save up money to get the fucking Ring of Fire, and then we just kind of chill back for a little bit. Yep, bring it on. Come on, faster, y'all. Faster, balloons. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I really wish there was like a ×10 button so I could just speed through these rounds insanely fast to get to the actual rounds where I'm fucking up on. Because that's kind of what I need right now. I don't need to be, you know, looking at this. I know I've already mastered this part down. And to be fair, I could be done with this already if I just went for my goal of 70, and not the goal of just beating every map towards like the third or fourth map I did where I said I want to do all of them on hard is where I fucked myself over. I could be done by now with this game. And I could live with myself if I had that much. If I only just beat every map, I could live with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Beating it on hard is just like to unlock everything in case I do want to come back and do it all again in some other fashion. Like with all the little fucking trinkets and black borders and all that shit. Which I really, really don't want to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I'm not gonna lie, those things sound fucking awful. That sounds awful to do black borders and all that shit. Magic only, military only, it sucks. That sounds awful. Literally fucking awful. Stop, slow down. Was it not this round? I thought it was this round we fucking got a little bit of an oomph in damage from the fucking things. Is it around like 22? Because it's basically when we start seeing a bunch of fucking black balloons. It's after this round. There it is. Where are we then? Yep. Still at 100 health and fucking thriving. Truly art. We're just simply better than the rest. But there should be one more. There it is. I was right, 25. Just any round that has a 5 in it, be fucking careful. Because that's the round that we're just going to throw some kind of bullshit at you. 25, 35, 45. Just look out for all of them. That's typically where we take little chip damage from, and that kind of fucks us up in the long run, but not severely. I wonder. Do you reckon one single helicopter could take down the fucking Moab? Maybe 2? Because we're about to get 10k. And I could easily get fucking 2. Almost 3 fully leveled up helicopters to the point where I want to be leveled up too. I could easily do that. But do I want to? Is the question. Because yeah, now it's just up until I assume round 35 right now. Smooth sailing until we get fucking excuse me, the first Moab. I would just try it. Why not? We get 2 helicopters, see how it does. For all I know, I can save a bunch of money by just using a bunch of helicopters instead of going for the whole fucking rocket route. I may have 1 or 2 still around just in case I want to blow them up entirely, but should be fine actually for the most part. Yeah, I should be fine. We're fine. We're good. There's no nothing to worry about. We're completely fine. We're gonna get like 10 or 11k by the time we get to around fucking 30, actually 40. Yep, come on. Look at all of that beautiful money just rolling in. It's round 35, so just being a little careful because so far every round that ends in a 5 has not ended stellarly for me. Except for maybe this one. Maybe. Right, game? You're gonna be a little nice on this one, perchance? I guess they are. Okay, cool. Let's just speed it all up into round fucking 40. And let's just second nature. Let's just keep going. Let's keep rolling and 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 rolling. I do wonder, though. Fuck, I knew it! 37. That's what it was. I knew there was some other threat in the back of my head. 37, because there's still a bunch of camo at us. Not gonna lie, I'm just happy we still have our fucking... our shield. We've never had a round where we had this much fucking health. Yeah, I'm just gonna get 2 of these motherfuckers. And just see how well they do. Answer is not well at all. It was just a thought. An experiment even. Hold up. I could get a Moab Maimer. At this point, I'm just trying to see what works and what doesn't work. Because if I could get a... because of 10k, that's a lot to play around with, okay? Yeah, with 10k, I can get a lot of different fucking monkeys that are really strong. So I'm just trying to play around with what I have. And what I have is a fuck ton of money. So, might as well just play around a little bit. See if I can get a better thing set up besides, you know, a bunch of Moab assassins. Because, quite frankly, they ain't doing enough. For the most part. For the most part, they are kind of lackluster when it comes to, you know, dealing with the Moabs. They're good, but I feel like there's things that could be better. You know what I mean? There seems like could be a lot fucking better out there to deal with them than fucking what we got going currently. Because while I can destroy a bunch of Moabs really easily, it's like, it's a balance of if I destroy too much of their abilities, I don't have enough money. Don't destroy enough, they overrun me. So it kind of just, the balance is kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I'm just trying to fucking find out if there's some way I can just kind of scoot by all that shit. That'd be really appreciative, game. Be real appreciative of that. Because legitimately, all I want to do is just beat this map. That's all I want to do. Once we beat it, we're done. Because again, I gotta be awake for work in like... It's 10:20 right now, so in about 10 hours. But we're also in the middle of a stream. And by 10 hours, I mean 7.5. Sorry, 9.5. But yeah. Gotta be up early for tomorrow. This is the one con of streaming at this time. Because I have work tomorrow in the morning. But that means I can then stream again at this time again really easily. But it's going to be kind of fucking annoying. And that's it. That's the only downside. It's going to be slightly fucking annoying. Nothing more, nothing less. There we go. Alright, let's keep going. Cannot stop for no one. Can't stop the motherfucking A-train. Is it 15 when they send the pearl balloons at us? Is this the round? I remember there being some early round threat that's not like super big, but could kind of fuck our shield up. I think it's gonna be level 20 slaying, whatever it is. I'm not expecting some kind of big huzzah this early in the game. I fucking wasted that one. I may not get that back in time. No, I'm gonna get it back in time. I was a little worried there for a second, being like, I may not get that back in time for the fucking round 21 and 22, motherfuckers. Yep, we're just gonna tank the damage here. Gonna tank it, tank it, tank it, tank it, tank it. There we go. Tank it. Lost 3 health. Not bad. I prefer to be at 100, but I'll take fucking 3. Oh, 3 damage hurt. Alright, and then it's round 27. They throw those fucking purple balloons at us, I believe. No, it's right there. It's 25. It's 25. It's 37, I think, with the other one. So, it's fucking... What the fuck? How did all those get passed? I didn't buy fucking Ring of Fire. I wasn't paying attention. We're at 67 fucking health this early on. We're not doing peachy. How much are you worth? You're worth about almost 4K. Could I get something really good for 4K? Fuck it, bro. I kind of want to try that one. Not even gonna lie to you, I want to try that. The only problem is it can't see fucking camo or metal. So we need an alchemist and a monkey village for it. But if we could get it and it worked, that's like a free W right there. That's just some nice free real estate. Sorry, I just dropped fucking everything. There we go. We're back. I just dropped fucking everything right there. I almost just broke something. Yeah. Come on. We're fine. We got this. We're doing peachy. That's fine. He can handle those. This, however, we need to slow down on. Because they're about to throw a bunch of something at me, but I can't remember what the fuck it is. I just remember that this round hurt me last time. And if this little health, I cannot afford to get any more kind of little dinks along the way. There it is. Just a bunch of fucking camo. We're fine though. We're peachy right now. Just cause fuck it. I mean, I just want to see if it can do it or not. I have no faith in the fucking thing, but it's just like, when am I on any of these extra maps gonna get this much money again? Am I right? We'll give it every chance it needs to. It actually didn't do that bad. If we had, like, No. There's no way this works. I'm just gonna sit there and there's no fucking universe where this works. Right? Okay, we got that early. Let's just see how this fucking plays out, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have such little faith in it, but like, what if? Alright, now let's get a helicopter in the same relative area. Bam, 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 bam. Doing fine. Give me razor rotators. Still, weirdly enough, kind of just chilling. There's no way this fucking works. Okay. We need to make our next move very carefully. I kind of want to just keep going until something actually happens, because right now nothing's getting close to the edge. So I want to just save up and see how much I can fucking get. I can't forget we have one of those reverses too. How much does a Maimer cost? We could... This could be used to deal with the fucking Moabs, and then everything else is used to clean up. That's still fine. That's not as fine, but that's still fine. Moab Maimer, if we can get fucking faster fire rate, I'd take it. Another good one? Perfect. It didn't even get on the fucking screen. Okay, what I need to do right now is I need to get... Hold up. Stop. Let me think for 2 seconds. I didn't expect that to work that fucking well. No, you target strong. Your job is to kill the strong. That means if we get a glue dissolver now, we should have a lot of leeway. With all of this. Hold up, let me cook. Hear me out. Because with this guy here, they can't even fucking move. The Moabs. Which gives everything else plenty of time to fucking, you know, kind of maneuver around shit. Which is exactly what I want. Because they're not making any fucking progress. The Moabs get stuck right there. I should try and get this guy an alchemist so that he can see fucking camo. And he can shoot a little faster. Just so that he has, like, at least semi-automatic fucking firing speed. Instead of, like, a snail's pace of firing speed. Because right now, I can see something definitely going wrong with them fucking... No! Don't fucking do it! Okay, good. They're taking it out as a team. Those Moabs scare me, though. I need something to deal with them. Not so the Moabs, more so the fucking... The things that come out of it. We may need to get a second balloon dissolver. Up here. Just to deal with the fucking... The ones that come out the Moabs. Because right now, the Moabs aren't doing shit. It's the balloons that come out that are kind of scaring me. You know what I mean? The Moabs themselves are getting completely stopped. But those ones are not. Fucking stop, 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 please. Okay, I'm good now. Okay, panic attack over, we're fine. I'm over it. I do want to get him bigger globs, and if we can, get glue splatter for him. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what to do now. Because I didn't expect this to work in the slightest. I guess we get this guy Balloon Liquefier, and then work on getting these guys so they can see fucking camo and shit, and get this guy an Alchemist. Hold up. I think this is the best goal right now. We want to get them Acupuncture, Pop Lead, and Strength, and Moab classes we want. And then we want Special Brew to give more attack. Yep. We want to get these guys Acupuncture Dip first, because the fucking main path is going to be safe for a hot minute now. It's the fucking Moab path that scares the fuck out of me right now. Because look at all the shit the middle path has to go through, and look at all the shit the Moab path has to go through. One is like a fucking, you're walking through Disneyland, the other one's like you're walking through Skid Row with a bunch of gold on you. It's like one's a much bigger threat, and if I can get this guy to shoot faster, all the better. Perfect. You're doing great, kiddos. I'm proud of ya. I'm over here rooting in the corner for you. I'm like a fucking dad who's actually proud of their kid in sports. I'm like, yeah, that one's mine. That should work for a little bit. Hello, Demon, what's going on? That should work for a little bit. I'm surprised it's actually a little... This is working a little bit. Hold up. I didn't plan for this. But yeah, how's it going, Demon? Hello, Shaloma, Halola. Oh. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. I love it. It's like art. Because I don't know how to fucking do it. It's just so perfect. It's like looking at a fucking picture. Oh! I guess since you're here, Demon, I should probably tell you this, because I think I told X already. The SMP, I have news about it. And the news is... Good job. Yep, the fucking news is... I don't think it's happening. Oh, it's not good news. I don't think it's happening, mainly because, hear me out. Mainly because everything we do for that SMP is in a single Discord. The other day, I was looking at that Discord because it was quiet for a little bit. I saw the main person that was in charge of everything, you know them, Elite, was out of that Discord. They left it. And so did another person, V, who was like kind of like their right-hand man. And another person also left. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, I see Doro, Savi, Dragon, JP, me, and Jack. And I'm like, yeah, this is like a fraction of what we had. And it was like, oh. I just went, yeah, this ain't happening, kiddos. As cool as it would be, it's not happening. Did I tell you why the season ended? Season technically 0, but was at 1.1. The most recent one with all the mods and shit in it. That was like, oh yeah, you saw the first part. Did we tell you why we didn't fucking finish that one? Because that was also because spawned with her. Yeah, that's why. Okay, to be fair, it wasn't just me. It was also JP, and I've been talking to him too during all of this. And he was just like, all right, boy. My boy, we gotta find a new one to join. I mean, respect to him for getting right up back on that horse. Like, honestly, mad respect. Homie got knocked off, went right back on, being like, all right, let's find a new one. You and me, together. I mean, you gotta respect his dedication. His resolve. Make your own. I would be lying to you if I said that didn't cross our minds. JP and I are like, why don't we just make our own? And I said to JP, like, I might just make one. He's like, bro, if you do that, invite me. First person there. And let me help. How would you help? Give me your fucking resume right now of what you would do to make it great. We need something. We need a monkey village down here for him to see camo. Just because I think a big camo thing is coming soon, I don't want to fucking deal with it. Have saw this thing on the ready. Pop that. Get all of those. Perfect. Beautiful. Gracious. Lovely. I'm a writer. I can lore. I mean, it's not a bad resume. Pretty damn good resume, actually. But I wouldn't even know where to start about that. I'd have to buy, like, a server and then find people to play in it. I guess technically I know enough people that I could probably make a small one. I could invite me, JP, Alec, Yo-Yo. Could probably pool some machines, get 1 or 2 of the people, maybe, but that's debatable. But as is, that's about like 4 to 6-ish, which is not a lot, but I don't know. I probably have to put like an advertisement out there being like, hey, looking for people. I might be able to pull a few people from the old one, maybe Salvi and Doro, but I doubt it. Mainly because, maybe Doro. Salvi's probably a no, though. You still need to pull up for the funsies. Just for, you'll be like the lore character that drops every now and again to give lore. Just for fucks and giggles. Just to have somebody who can be there as like a figurehead. Look at him just wait. Legitimately, just you be there to be like, you play like the gods. That's your job. But yeah, Salvi I doubt because I'm not sure where I stand with Salvi right now because they kind of don't like me. At least I think after the whole Wither situations. I'll be the god, yep. But who knows? I can't reach into Salvi's brain and decide if they like me or not right now. Because we were on pretty good terms, but then they stopped talking to us after the whole Wither situation. So I wouldn't know. Oh, I got ideas for me as a god figure, lol. Pop off, dog. But yeah, I'm maybe to get Doro, I'm maybe to convince me like, hey, it's gonna be a lot more fun without for mine than Elite's thing. And it's gonna be fucking actually well built. So you know. Pop in here, Doro, and I'll give you a nice fucking cozy spot, okay? You know what I mean? I gotta start like fucking convincing people to be like, this is not like Elite. This is not gonna be a waste of time. This is not gonna be the most boring fucking thing on the planet. You know what I mean? Because Elite, I love you, mate. But your fucking SMP, mad boring. Mad boring. After the second week, most of us were kind of like in that little fucking confused monkey thing of like, ooh, what now? You know what I mean? What am I missing? I need something here that's gonna be good for fucking. We have camo lead, camo, but can't see lead. Sorry, can't see camo. Build up a good foundation before you recruit people. That's the plan. I just don't think Elite thought of, like, super late into the series. Give them substance to see, exactly. Because what I would change about it is I think Elite had a good, like, starting mods. Prove that it won't be boring, yep. I think Elite has good starting mods, but the fact that 2 things happened. One, they had an actual person hosting the server, i.e. it was Dragon. I completely forgot about Run 36, I'm not gonna lie to you. I completely forgot about that. But it's fine. Alright, let's go. Run it back. But yeah. So wait. Because I'm gonna now start inserting myself into this thing. Let's just talk about it, and if it happens, I'll go through with it. Because preferably, it'd be a thing where it's like, okay, y'all. We want to base it off of. Okay. Lore, no clue. But I did talk to JP about this for about an hour or 2 on our last day on the server after the whole Wither situation. When we pissed off V. for some reason. I still have no clue what kind of grudge that guy had against us, but he did not like JP and I. And I, for the life of me, do not know why. Like, we did nothing to him, and then he said, and I quote, "I'm tired of their bullshit," but that just has a point. Okay. So, lore-wise, I don't know. Gameplay-wise, here's what I was thinking, right? I buy an actual server. I'm not gonna do the whole fucking, oh, look at that, it's fucking hosting. No, I'm gonna buy an actual good server. So my channel might be late because of lag. It's fine. It's gonna be an actual bot, heavily moddable server. And what I'd do is I'd have anyone who's like, you know, an actual big player in it be like, okay, give me this amount of money so we can all pitch in together to make it really cheap. Because I looked it up. With our initial 8 people, we could have bought the best server, like on, say, Shockbite, that's made for super big modded servers. And it would have cost us, all of us, single digits every fucking year, every fucking month. If it was every week or something, but every month, single digits, that's not bad. And that's what they would do. They'd come together. I'd say, hey, by this date, give me your, like, say, I think it was like $8. Give me your $8 and we're golden. And then you get free reign of the server. I'll pitch in, lol. I don't think you would, because even if you didn't, it's not exactly like a super expensive thing for me now. Because in Vegas, I was paying bills that are like $150 twice a month. So $300 at a job that I was getting paid like $400, if that, every other month, on top of a bunch of other payments. You know what I mean? Like payments for school, for this, for transportation, all that shit, all jazz, whatnot. Over here, I think I could be able to afford it by myself for a while. Maybe fail every now and again, but I should be able to reliably do it for the most part, you know what I mean? That's just the point. I do that right, and the plan is, but if I pitch in, then I might be able to justify why I'm there. You're more so there as an extension of myself to be like the person be like, oh, I'm the lore character. I do the lore. But essentially what it'll be is, it'll be like the same starting statement for that Elite had. You know what I mean? Elite had a really good base mod. Same like for all the skill trees and whatnot, all that jazz. But what I would do is I would lower down the amount of skill points we can get at the start. The start for us right off the bat was 85 fucking skill points. I need to reiterate that. 85 fucking skill points. Which is insane. Because of that much, you could become damn near omnipotent. That's a lot, yeah. Because JP and I are doing the math on this. And like, if you put all your points into evasion, you could get, with that amount, over 100% evasion. Which, you can guess, means it's basically impossible for anything to hit you. Which is not great. It's not great. So, yeah, we lower that down. I'm back. Welcome back, Angie. But, yeah. And then what I do next is, after I get that base set up, also to give it a better fucking forgery, because that scythe that does 28 damage off base attack is too strong. Fuck that. Yeah, that's too OP. So yeah, because in the fucking better forgery thing, better weaponry, sorry, the better weaponry mod, the scythe does 28 damage off, I'm pretty sure. And then on top of the skill tree, you could make it swing virtually like a machine gun and hit 10 times harder. Like JP was one-shotting fucking wardens before he was max level. Homie was treating wardens like common-ass enemies, which was insane. 2, I'd have it be more kind of, okay, Elites and all of them's, damn, yeah, Elites and them was great, but there was one big fucking flaw with their SMP. There was no chance for drama. There was no time for the characters to actually come out and explore. Because basically, a few groups formed virtually immediately. You had JP and I, then you had Doro by themselves and Stud by themselves. Stud left early on, so it's fine, so it was Doro by themselves for a long time before they quit. Wait, so they're still being like God trial based? I think some kind of trials that keeps us together in an ongoing linear storyline is good, with other side quests along the way, you know what I mean? Elite had a good premise, poor execution in my opinion. Poor execution. Because you noticed, I named or remaking the entire plot. The plot will probably be different, but it'll be kind of like linear to Elites, where it's like one main thing with a bunch of little side quests along the way, you know what I mean? Because an overarching task is a good thing. It's just the other shit that fucked it up. Because like I said, me and JP and then Doro and Sub by themselves. That's under half the server, right? The other bigger half of the server was an all-in-one big group together. So, Wolf, Dragon, V, Elite, and Savi were all one group. If I can pitch you a better premise, would you consider it? Abso-fucking-lutely. I would absolutely consider that. Because last thing I want to do is have someone, you know, popping up like V or Dragon or Elite being like, hey, you stole Elite's idea. You know what I mean? I just want to deal with that. I mean, like, how much a little would you like it to be influenced by Elites? I think Elite mods were good, and that's about as much as I'd willingly give them. The Gods lore was, it was alright. It was fine. It did the job. But yeah, we're not going for like a copy of Elites. We're going for our own thing. You know what I mean? Our own hump shoe kind of bungus business. You know what I mean? But yeah, because I said 5 or 6 names right there. We're all in one group. Essentially, as you all know, my Lord Godliness will start cooking. As you all know, the whole premise of the thing was to make one big base that we all lived in and continuously built upon. That group of 5 or 6 people left us and made the biggest fucking base in the fuck all middle of nowhere just by themselves for themselves. Give me a little time to cook. You're fine. Which kind of ruined the whole premise. Because, like, hey, we're supposed to be together, constantly doing shit together, building on this one base, and they made a base about 4 times bigger and better than the one at our group base. Which is kind of like a what the fuck kind of deal, because, like, hey, aren't we supposed to be together for this kind of thing? Where it's like, what the fuck? You're excluding like half the server. And then once Doro and Stud left, all the people that were excluding the entire server was JP and I. So it was just JP and I against everyone else. So it was like, okay, why are we here at this point? And another thing I said earlier, drama was very hard to make because, one, Elite made it really hard for there to be villains or good people or people like that. Because basically, every other rule basically just said you can't fuck with other people. What do you mean? Because Elite wanted villains. How the fuck are we supposed to be a villain if we cannot do anything to anyone else? You can't blow up, you can't grief, you can't steal, you can't kill, you can't backstab, you can't betray. That leaves nothing. All I could do at that point was call people names. So wait, you want gods for sure? I don't care, honestly. It could be a mystery already there for all I give a fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're the most creative person I know, so I'll let you kind of deal, you know, how would you feel about it? I wouldn't mind many gods, one god, no gods, a mysterious figure that may or may not be a god, who knows? I'm kind of down for just, you know, I deal more with the technical stuff, like moving the story along, doing the mods, getting the server running. I'm not gonna lie to you, I would not be a good lore person. Okay. That I do know. I can see when lore is bad, but me, myself, I do not think I can make better lore. Like, for elites, I don't think I can top elites. Alright, Backer's basement safe from the outside world. You're back. But yeah. Like that. I don't care. But basically, there was no way for real drama to happen in the server, which is awful. The lore goblin is cooking control demon, yep. There was no opportunity for drama, so we kind of just said, fuck it, let's try and make some, and that's where the server ended. And then Elite left. Hello, X. I'm basically right now talking, X, about if I were to make an SMP, how would I do it? Because now that we know for a fact the other one's not working, it's not going to happen at all. JP was like, hey, bruh, why don't you make one? You could probably make one better than Elite. So we're not saying it's going to happen, but there's no harm in talking about it. Right? No harm at all. But basically, it'd be like every 2 weeks or so, a new mod gets added, right? New mods get added to keep fucking things fresh. What I'm talking about, yep. To keep things fresh. Every 2 weeks, new mods get added, and we get a little bit more points you can put into our skill tree. So that the world constantly gets harder and more shit to do. To the point where it's literally just to overwhelm you if you do it by yourself. Hence the point of SMP, there's loads of people. You're not supposed to do anything really by yourself. It's a group effort, you know what I mean? It's a group team effort. To constantly progress, to do this, to do that. To keep things fresh, because like I said, after the first 2-ish weeks, people basically had everything they could ever need for the entire run of the series of Taskmaster. You know what I mean? So it's very much just not great. I need to look at this carefully because something's going to happen eventually, or it's going to be camo balloons, right? Camo balloons, maybe? Nope. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to write things down in the chat. If I accidentally send it before I'm finished, thank you, my bad. You're completely fine. But yeah, I do that, and then I also have a rule that make it much easier where it's like, hey, the group base and any group areas or kind of common areas you cannot steal or break. Somebody or some group's secret base, though, that's free game. If Elite just put that rule in, it makes the server way better because then there's a reason to not make a super secret base in the fuck all of nowhere where no one is. Because, like, hey, if they find it, they can just raid us. So, why would I want to do that when I could just, you know, get fucking... I fucked up there. I fucked up. I popped my load way too early. But we should be fine for a little bit with just this. But you know what I mean? It's like that. It's just a fucking thing of, why do we do this one thing? Why do this and not that in a kind of situation? You know what I mean? What's the downside to isolating yourself and making a secret base somewhere? Well, guess what? You're going to get fucking raided probably. Which sucks, but hey. It is what it is. This is serious. I can also handle the technical game side of the game mod. I can go some minor SMP specific mods. That's cool. I'd only want you to do small things though, and even then I'd feel bad. But hey, who knows? No harm in just talking about it. Right? So wait, do you want all players to be working together? And as the lore guy, would I be able to assign players as the bad guys without the other players knowing? Essentially, I think there should be one thing that keeps us together, but it's not like an, oh, we ought to be in the same side kind of thing. It's just more of a, if we get this thing done, good thing happens. If we don't get it done, bad thing happens. You know what I mean? So that way, there's a reason to get it done, but there's also a reason to fucking, you know, sabotage it. Because like, hey, guess what? I'd rather much likely not have us complete this one because I want this to happen. You know what I mean? It just gives them more chance for villains and shit. There's no real big, like, holy fuck story lore-wise using, like, downside to if we don't complete a certain thing. it's just more of like an, oh fuck, magic, no magic. I'd say yes to magic. Because ideally, I'd have this be kind of like, if you're, how would I put this? Like magic tech kind of thing area. Where there's not like gonna be like guns, but there'd be like little bits of tech here and there just for like little story things like casino machines. To make like making a casino very easy because X saw how fucking rough it was to make casino machines in vanilla Minecraft. Basically, it fucking sucks. Modern fantasy vibes. I'd say more so a little bit pre-modern, not super high-tech. Think of like 70s or 80s-esque era, but magic-ish. So we don't got like super things. Maybe like the most advanced gonna be like an early kind of Colt revolver. Think of like that weapon-wise, or like that's like the, you know, like that's like early kind of what weaponry is like. But for the most part in this world, magic and melee are kind of still king. Where like magic bows and all that shit. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah. Because we don't want to be too, I don't want to lean too heavily into tech because tech can get really boring. Meanwhile, magic is very interesting because we deal with technology in our everyday lives every fucking day. Some people are not that into technology in real life, let alone in a fucking game. Some people don't want to make fucking actual power for a fucking generator in a video game. It's kind of, you know, too fucking much for them. Oh, I forgot to get the goddamn monkey thing. That's when we're taking damage. I just completely spaced on that entirely. Thankfully, we don't really need it that much because we're kind of fucking icing it with a helicopter, but still. Be nice to get it. But yeah. Because if I could, I would want to pull Savi and Goro into it because I can tell they're both really good at content. But they didn't really have a really big way to shine in the other one. I feel like in this one, with us playing characters really easily, I want to say this too, it'll be loose roleplay, I feel like, is the best way for us to go about it. Where, yes, you're playing a character, that character can just be you, like name and how you act. But again, you can also kind of act to extremes because, you know, Elite's thing where it's like you had to give a whole comprehensive background before the entire thing started. I feel like it'd be a little bit better to have like maybe basic things in your brain, but you don't tell everybody. You actually have to talk to the people to learn about them and their backstory, you know what I mean? Make there be a reason to want to talk to other players you don't know. Because in theory, a lot of these will be strangers. Okay, I can work around RP. Like I said, like light RP. Whereas like, yeah, you have a backstory and all that shit, but like, it's not gonna be like a main, like, oh my god, kind of like, we all know each other's shit off the bat. No. You're gonna actually talk to motherfucker to learn that. You don't know where fucking Grundle Huffer the Third was raised and grown. You don't know that hobgoblins killed his parents and made him work on a train since he was a teenager. You don't know that. You know what I mean? Oh, so if it being loose roleplay, you can also just talk naturally without having to be like, I'm Grundle Schnuffer. Like, you don't gotta do that shit. Yeah, how I was thinking about it, people would just keep shit from each other. Exactly. Secrets are a great way to get fucking lore and excitement and drama. I want there to be people that want to complete the goals. I want there to be people that want the goals to not be completed. I want there to be people that want to be bad guys. You know what I mean? And fuck it, if there's a big enough divide, I'll make it so there's two goals for either group. Where one team does this, where the other team has to do this, and you can sabotage each other. So secrecy is king up until the very reveal point. Because after you reveal it, boom, perfect, you're good. You know what I mean? I feel like that will be a good thing. Oh, so you want the we're in the universe blah blah thing, or we grew up in this world, which you mean this is weird. I could take either or. I think lore wise, fucking we're teleported somewhere, would it be like, you know, this or that would be better because it's a really easy way to explain things of like, oh, we were just suddenly plopped here. But if you have a better idea for another version, I'd be down to hear it, of course. open to ideas and such, because business deals. You know what I mean? Because I could see Alec and Yo-Yo liking something like this. It's more kind of loosey-goosey. Excuse me, then something more kind of like, oh, this is super fucking heavily lore-wise, and we're gonna be super on point of all of our lore bits, or else we're gonna fuck up. You know what I mean? I could see Alec and Yo-Yo liking a little more loosey-goosey kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's not like heavy roleplay, it's more like a, yeah, you do your thing, dog, kind of deal. You know what I mean? Because if I could get Alec and Yo-Yo in this, it'd be very easy to kind of, you know, control kind of certain little bits and shit. Not heavily, but just kind of like, you know, in case things start going really off the rails, I know I have certain people that I can kind of, you know, help me get it back onto the rails. As like a just in case kind of measure. Because like I said, I would like to get Savi and Doro again. I feel like V, definitely not, because that guy hates me. If I could, maybe Elite. But I'm not sure they'd be that down to enter an SMP after theirs crashed and burned, because it's kind of like, hey, are you stealing my idea? A little bit. Because what I was thinking is currently there's some government. I got a bunch of government types you can choose from. And y'all gonna be from a big scary leader of the government. Oh, like you were sent out by the government as random people from around the world be like, hey, guess what? From the government, you were randomly chosen to fucking go and, you know, improve this land and fucking, you know, build structures and actually, you know, what's it called? What's what I'm looking for? Not civilization, but fucking terraform and build there. Then there's something about some players in a conspiracy group against the government, yada yada. I can see, basically, yep. I see the point. That could work. I mean, that is more planted in realism. I could see that happening in real life in a magic-esque world where most of the world is still kind of uninhabited. Where it's like, oh yeah, you have been randomly selected, just go out there and just, you know, see what's out there and get our valuable materials out of there and send them back to us. That could make it a lot better, because I was thinking like, I was worried like, okay, if it's a build something, like a structure, it'd be very easy to sabotage it with just like 2 seconds of TNT. But what if it's like, oh, make these items for this task? They could like disrupt like magic tech fucking technology to slow you down. They can make certain items harder to find by collecting all of them, like shit like that. Or we could do like a Cold War where you have spies in for your country. I come up with the SMP gameplay loop that I might code and might add on to. Something evil is happening in the world, like roads eroding. You have to find crafts with books and starting to random generated structures that provide clues and create items of books to stop playing. Repeat or add new comic products in the month. The sliding formula SP. The sun is burning every mob, and you have to go to a specific dimension to solve. Good ideas, X. I'm not gonna lie, good ideas. These are all good ideas. Just if you just have an idea, just fucking toss it out at this point. Because again, I'm not good at lore. Y'all are a hell of a lot better than I am at making things up. I can comfortably tell you, I am not good at doing that. I'm really good at being with people and moving a story along, but I'm not stellar. We're gonna have to use a strong, my bad. I'm not stellar at fucking making up lore. You know what I mean? I'm pulling shit on my answer now. Exactly. But yeah, that could work. But like, if you gotta craft certain items, that could make it a lot harder but more interesting to sabotage, because you can just go for like roundabout ways, like, oh, they need these to succeed. Let's go collect all of these. Or hey, these are their machines. Let's fuck with them, because the machines could be repaired pretty easily, but it's gonna be more of a time crunch thing you're fucking with them with. Or they could make the thing really quickly, and then guess what? It's over for them because... or guess what? They already completed the thing, so you breaking the machine did fucking nothing. I'm a solo game dev, so making lore and gameplay is basically saying I had to do lore. Yeah? Well, you know, I'm a streamer, so... I just have to talk and be entertaining for a little bit. Which I can do. I am magnifique at that. I can get to know people immediately. Because like I said, I did have a lot of collabs and shit with most people in the SMP. I think damn near everyone in there I had a collab with at one point or another. You know what I mean? Okay, 1,000. Have you. We need to get an alchemist. There. $55, that's gonna be a dangerous one. Just gotta be on my toes. Gotta beat this fucking map. That's fine, they're good there, they're fine. Still nailing it. Gonna pop solder right there just because I got a little scared. It's a little bit scary, but yeah. I could see us making a really good SMP lore and gameplay wise. I mean, like I said, I keep saying because I don't want to leak to think this. Probably they ever do see this. You didn't have a bad idea. It was a great idea. It's just poor execution. Whether it was we were all kind of thinking different things what we wanted from this or what. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, one of the biggest things that like fucking shocked me was the fact that no cussing was a kind of like agreed upon kind of rule of like, oh yeah, 18 plus, no cussing. It's like, what the fuck? Why am I 18 plus then? Combing X and Mine's ideas, y'all are working for said government against another government, both governments in a race to fix the world because it'll give them a frame and power and make them look good. Players' job is to find info about fixing the world and report back to government. More idea to add on, we could make it where there are different benefits of different conflicting choices to encourage non-violent conflict. That is a good one. That is a good one. You know, like choose which government to give it to, this one or that one. Make people give good ideas of why they want to fight for one or the other and pick sides. Raid and destroy each other's bases. Fight, fuck, all the good shit. Good fucking work, mate. Stop those balloons. Good job. Fucking Stella. We'll probably get balloon liquefier and just take from there. There should also be little lore drops, of course, about how each fucking government kind of acts and, you know, the pros and cons of them, because we all know no government is per se good in the world, even in our world. You're kind of just choosing the least shitty one when you're making like big decisions on shit. It's just which government do I kind of hate the least. Though I think I like to avoid the good side and side because that's just stupid. Exactly. Have each one kind of just have, you know, pros and cons. Like I said, every government in the world is not good. It's just you're trying to choose which one you think is less shit. You know what I mean? So it's like that. Where no side's actually good. They're both trying to save the world. So they have kind of like, you know, different ways the government works and different ways they want to try and save the world. It's like that one saying goes, everyone wants to save the world, but nobody can agree how to do it. Oh, I just fucking slammed my goddamn elbow into a sharp corner on the thing next to me, on a shelf next to me. Fuck, that hurt. Fuck. Oh, my arm. And so much just subject can be, but the government sounds really funny. I prefer sharing organization and anomaly research division, etc. But that's just me. I was using government as a place where we're using. Yeah, makes sense. Also, if the world is ending, you would find out pretty quickly that the government cannot hide that. If the sun was starting to slowly burn the earth away, the government could hide it for like maybe a week, if that. Plus, the leader of both governments are fucking. Anyways, yes, that's the big ultimate twist. It's just a big orgy at the top. It's just one big conference room where they go to discuss. It's just a big orgy. And that's the end of the game. You fucking, at the end of the season, you walk in there and it's just like, oh, what? And that's what you see. That's the big reveal. That's the big dramatic, oh my god, reveal. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know, we're just thinking big brain. We're thinking long term. What do people love? Drama, sex, and shadow governments and plots to end the world. I feel like I need something a little bit of an oomph here to kind of help my guys out. No. Maybe. Oh, he wouldn't be bad. He wouldn't be bad. He wouldn't be bad. I want to go for middle path first. There we go. And be ready to deal with these motherfuckers as they come. That beautiful work, fellas. At the end of the season, you finally enter the dimension where the governments are still situated, and it's just a bunch of lizard people having orgies. Absolutely not. But also, we can add like opinion or just destroy the governments and from the inside out. That wouldn't be a bad option, you know, where it's towards the end where no one's happy with either government. It's like, all right, let's just try and figure this out ourselves. You know what I mean? Where it has the benefit of like you know what everything is happening on your end, but you're no longer receiving benefits from the governments like that. Where it's a choice of like you're in full control, but then you get zero, like I guess we can call it corporate backing in this case. No help, just you and y'all. Is the theme tech, medieval, or a bit of both? Think 70s or 80s level of kind of technology, maybe a little bit before that even. But just magic. So instead of being like, oh my god, this engine runs on fucking nuclear power, it now runs on like a magic electric rune in a sense, you know what I mean? We're going for like magic tech kind of levels of technology here. So dark fantasy, steampunk, it's like kind of like the magic tech, steampunk. How do I say it? But because I don't want it to be too techy, because I think people will enjoy doing magic shit more than technology stuff, because technology is like, okay, steam power this, turn this engine, turn this thing, to do this, to 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 this. Magic's like, okay, we gotta find 3 spider eyes, a tongue of a newt, and it's like, you know, more of a, it gets you more in the mood, you know what I mean? It's more fun to do that. What about tech powered magic? That's what I'm saying. Like, some tech, but ain't no one pulling up in like a car. Like, at most, looking like maybe a hot air balloon. Like a hot air balloon powered by engines or something like that, you know what I mean? Nothing kind of like, oh my god, we're fucking, you know, something like that, you know what I mean? I feel like you have to combine magic and tech to save the world, yep. Well, if it's a fucking threat as big as that, yeah, I'd fucking hope so. I was not paying attention. I keep forgetting around 63. I was not paying attention at all. Like, Avatar The Last Airbender? Depends on which one you're talking about. The one with Korra or the first one? Because the first one, their biggest technology was like kind of submarines, where it was just submarines powered by water bending. Or maybe the hot air balloons powered by fire bending. I don't think we're going that back, but think of like first one. Past that one, I'd say. I'd say past the technology with that one because they barely had. No, I guess kind of around there a little bit. Little past that. Because like hot air balloons that could actually fly and get you around places pretty quickly would be nice to have for everybody because, you know, it's just a preference thing, you know what I mean? I played Elites, and the fact there was no way to quickly travel across long paths, there was no waystones, no way to go over mountains, which were fucking all over the place, made it super annoying to kind of just go around. There you go. Making a magic system. Define magic system. Like, by magic system, do you mean like, because of that? By magic system, do you mean like, describe it to me. Are we talking like, there's like, we're talking like Owl House, where there's a bunch of different types of magic? Or are we talking like, kind of a more fancy where certain magics are stronger than other magics, like that? Or like, how would like, oh, how magic functions, you can cast it. Oh, that we could probably, magic system means that it has to have logic or how it functions. Because how you cast it, we could do a number of things there. We could do it. You have to have a certain item for it. You could use like a regular ass. You need a book for it, or you can use it by bare hand, like how Ruby does it with Dust. Yeah. Just write down that dusting that X just said about Ruby. That's a good way to describe it. Like, is it rune-based magic, elemental magic? I feel like easiness-wise, elemental magic is the easiest way we can go. Runic magic will be more kind of nuanced. If we are gonna go for super in like, I'm thinking gameplay-wise, not lore-wise. If you tome-based magic, I'm thinking what we would probably do is we start off with like a very beginner thing, like say, what's I'm looking for? We either start off very easily, which is like basic magic of like either low elemental magic or like say book magic where you have a certain amount of mana and a book that you have to get pages for as basic, and as time goes on it gets more complex. Where you can get things like X described like Dust from Ruby or like Runic based magic is more advanced. I'm just thinking for me, lore wise, I would say it's okay. Lore wise, it's hard because it has to go along with the modded shit of things get progressively more, you know, advanced for us as players. I know what Giant Magic is called, but it's one with Warframe use. We combine that with magic system. Describe it to me, X. But you need consistency. That's the problem because lore-wise would then have to reflect mod-wise, which wouldn't be. It depends on what mods we could find for magic and magic tech kind of things, where it progressively gets harder. So we have to find like. We'd probably have to find what mod is a very basic magic mod at first, and then go off of that, and we try and kind of like. Well, I'd probably try to fucking Rube Goldberg it together to then slowly become kind of like, you know, what's it called? Imagine, because, you know, it's like, I don't know what mods are out there. There could be the mod exactly what you're talking about, or there couldn't be. But basically, it's kind of like, if I were to choose, personally, I'd want it to be a more complex magic. Because elemental magic can be kind of either complex or super advanced, where runic magic is typically more labeled toward being complex. I could go mod techy ruby-ish magic mod. It's more simple and polished that way than freaking mods. It depends because again, it's a time thing. I guess it wouldn't work that way pretty easy because again, it's a thing where we don't gotta make it all at once. Just make the beginning part at first. I keep forgetting we got X here, who's a fucking wizard at fucking doing shit like this, where it's like, oh yeah, I could do this and that. I'm thinking of you like, oh, we gotta put this together, this. But we could have X kind of be like, you know, we do the fucking, X makes a small thing as a kind of like the catalyst, and then we add on to it with existing mods, you know what I mean? So that way it's not unfair to X making a big ass mod, but it's also like, they just make the kernel, and then we make the rest of it around it. Hello, Dragon. That kind of thing, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be bad. That'd be pretty good, actually. You know, just in case. I can make a basic gameplay tech magic mod that some item powered by magic like dust we can easily add on to that. That wouldn't be bad as a basic starting level for the beginning part. And it gets more complex as time goes on, which gives you time to, you know, think about it. We can talk, see what we want to have it be, what the constraints are, you know what I mean? We could do that. That could work pretty fluidly. Based on a lot of things. But now that we're talking about it, yeah, it would seem kind of like that demon in a sense, where it's like Ruby's Dust. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that. I wrote Rune-based magic where a rune's a symbol needs to be written on something and it takes mana to activate it. I'm thinking about how that would work. You have to write something on the ground because, and as time goes on, you need it to be faster and more kind of versatile, you know what I mean? where it'd be like you have to have some way you can just fire it from yourself at a certain point. It doesn't just be on the floor. But like if the rune is on a magic item, then it takes less mana from the player. Okay, so you have like a magic thing where it's just a rune on it. Owl House logic. You can write it in the air. Owl House logic, what you're saying. It wouldn't hurt to make a dungeon crawling-esque random generation structure in the SMP, right? That wouldn't hurt, no. It just, you know, it'd be depending on when you want to add it based on how hard it could be and how good the loot can be. Because like I said, ideally by the end of it, we'd be going towards kind of like most big things you need to have a group of people for. You know what I mean? To kind of warrant off doing everything by yourself, you know what I mean? You can do small things here and there by yourself and certain little big things in the beginning by yourself, but as time goes on, it's very much you need to make and formulate yourself with some allies. Recreate Vietnam, yep. There's a whole bunch of fucking little rat tunnels around the world. Habitually, you're randomly walking, you just get punji spiked into a hole and just get completely disemboweled just really quickly. It'd be funny, trust me, it'd be funny. Think about how funny it'd be. You're just walking through a swamp, a jungle, and you just fall into a pit. Boom, punji spikes. Death immediately. Don't even get a chance to react. Just instantaneous, painful, excruciating death. You know what I mean? I laugh. It'd be funny. It'd probably piss people off, but it'd be funny. Because, like, I could definitely... Whatever lore or mod y'all can make, I could make it work in character and in person wise. I could do that very easily. You know what I mean? If I know the steps that are gonna happen, I, as an in-game player, can make it happen because, again, I'm good at people. I talked to damn near everyone on the fucking initial SMP. Got in their good graces with the most of them. I want to say again, most of them, because I don't think V liked me. But... to be fair, I don't know what I did wrong. I guess I would just say it's just a personality didn't mesh well together. But yeah, I could make anything work. I think what we could do is a little bit of both of y'all's thing where fucking what's it called? The technology shit is run on what X said, like the dust from Ruby. Just so it could be an easy way so you can separate combat magic from like tech magic so you're not like draining the same source really heavily. Oh, and the government be like, oh, over here's a place of dangerous, don't go there. There's a place for like high level shit. Yeah. That could easily be a thing of like, hey, we've located an area with insanely hard enemies, but we love there's vital materials there. But yeah, I'd say we have the two things that y'all saying. Runic magic is more for combat and exploration, where dust is more for technology and exploration. They can both be used for exploration. Like, you can make technology and make it like a fucking kind of like a hot air balloon with the dust. But you can also use runic magic to make yourself swim or run faster or jump higher. Might take longer to code, but you guys don't mind a gun system mod, Fallout 4 style. Describe it to me. Because again, we're talking kind of low tier magic. So think like the most advanced weapon would be like a revolver-esque thing. We're not going to add like a machine gun or something like that. It'd be highly kind of like a gun is like kind of like an end game kind of thing, you know what I mean? Sorry, let's say it properly. Semi-automatic firearms are like an end game thing. We need a connection between the dust and the runes, but yeah. That's what I'm saying, because it wouldn't be that hard because runes could be kind of more of like a... Think of it like this. Dust is very kind of controlled magic. It's magic that's so, like... What's what I'm looking for? That's so uniform and controlled, it's turned into a stone-esque thing. Or a powder. Where runic magic is more kind of a chaotic thing. They're the same thing, basically, but just two different kind of states of a magic kind of thing. You know what I mean? One is a strong, wilder kind of thing, where other is more stable. If you're in a fight, you want something typically kind of like a big kind of thing to fight anything in front of you. For a machine, you don't want something unstable. You want something controlled, stable, like that. A gun is a tech side part of my tech magic mod. It's more learning to hit or miss gun, no automatic. It's mostly like muskets, rocket launchers, slow revolvers. Low tier guns are commonly low damage, not power magic, and mid to high tier levels power magic and big damage. That could work, and we could swap it around, y'all, make it a little more fun. Where we start with like basic kind of little bit of magic melee, but towards the end, based on how people build their characters, there could be somebody who just rocks only melee, even though there are guns, because there's magic weapons that are melee. And they can make themselves really fast or really tanky to get past the whole gun thing. Or someone who just only uses pure magic and doesn't go into any of the guns, you know what I mean? Like, this could come from some source, some high mana material that people use to infuse in tech. Yeah, exactly. I have to create the design guns or melee that are still basic power. Exactly. It's a nice balance of the 3 areas. Magic, guns, and melee. All include magic, but I can see something that I want to be more kind of like deep magic. Because of course you have basic magic like rune magic, elemental magic, but then you have deeper magic that I feel like some people would like. But we'll just stick with those 3 things. You have range, melee, and then magic. Those are 3 things we can work with. Those are easy because there's just 3 categories that have a lot of in-betweens because it's a triangle. That people can mix and match. It can be a jack of all trades, this and that, all that good jazz. You know what I mean? I feel like that would work. Because it's just basic Minecraft shit, range and melee. But then you just add magic and put a whole fantasy filter over them. You know what I mean? Because also, it'd be very easy to make up the early game shit. Where it's easy to code them because it's just very basic stuff. So for example, before we even start it, X could make like the first 2 to 3 weeks very easily. And then even before that's before we even start, and then you know the higher shit is like kind of like, you know, being made. Like, I already come up with like the name of the mod. What do you think of Logics and Magics? I can make it that mod, add the part of the mod to SMP. That's fine. But I think this is a good thing of like, we're going with kind of rune-esque magic where it's, you know, rune magic is typically, I'm not gonna lie to you, probably at first and towards the mid game, rune magic would be kind of like king, but then towards the mid game, the dust and more stable magic just become more, you know, viable, while the runic magic style still being viable too. Along with all the other shit, you know what I mean? Because I feel like what most people would do is they'll probably choose either melee or range, with the, just, you know, the other magic being kind of like a sidearm kind of thing to help them with other shit, you know what I mean? I can see that being how it goes. I could also see a bunch of people going pure melee, pure range, pure magic. But I doubt anyone really do that. I'm pretty sure most people kind of like, you know, in terms of D&D, I feel like most people would multi-class. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I do both range and melee with stable magic, but actual regular magic I'm not super great at. But swords and guns are great at, and of course gun magic, magic weapon, magic melee, all that jazz. Other ones are mechanics out there, but it'd be clunky to Frankenstein those in SMP. I'd go specific RPG systems in SMP, but I need some ideas what type of RPG system you want. Yeah, I talked about it earlier with you, but when the SMP was first canceled, where it's like, we'd want the skill tree thing, but really toned down. So you have to be really specific about what we want. Because another thing about magic, to keep shit consistent, the tech would have to be rune written on it, and dust, which powers it. And the dust is what powers it, and dust can create people who don't have much mana. Exactly. Because you can go straight pure mana, a humongous mana pool, and be amazing at casting spells. Or you can prefer the magic. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, me personally, I would be torn because all 3 options sound cool and viable. You know what I mean? And yes, of course, dust would have to power the fucking stronger items. So you still have to do a lot of magic shit, but it's just instead of, you know, wielding pure magic, you put more into the magic techie side of like, okay, how and what kind of mana, what dust do I want to use to power this fucking thing? And how do I want to actually go about doing all of this shit? You know what I mean? And then we want the, not that, I think we could get by with just this, right? Oh, that's right, I forgot to get this to the, I bet. I'm forgetting my rounds. I'm thinking more about the SMP. Because in theory, this sounds really good. a world where you just keep slowly getting stronger and you keep getting advanced as you continue towards one goal, but there's multiple parties involved where you can decide, choose, help together, don't. Build one area altogether, build a bunch of small bases against each other and just try and sabotage all shit. Okay, now I want to make it to the constraints and restraints of magic required. The constants and the restraints. Well, the constant would either be, of course, how you use it. A constant in the restraints, we have the two constants in the restraints. Mana and then dust. Dust is just mana for people that don't want to have a humongous mana pool. Mana is just people that want to use just straight up regular ass kind of magic, you know what I mean? Both will deplete, of course, over time. You need runic magic, which is the base. You of course need some mana or some tech mana thing to make the dust, of course. Whereas, you know, dust is more convenient for those that want to do kind of, what's it called? Techie stuff, all that shit. For example, different ways magic can materialize. Go on. But materialize, how do you mean? Do you mean like in a kind of an elemental way, or do you mean like in an actual physical interact with the world kind of way? You know what I mean? There you go. Then we just chill for a wee bit of time. We'll actually get bigger jets, IRF on you right now. Then we get Rose Raiders to help with fucking camo. In elemental magic, it has a magic system that magic can only materialize in elements. Go on. If we're doing like that, then yeah, I'd say we probably go for elemental wise. But the best part about elements is elements are basically what you want them to be. You could be the course of basic fire, air, water, earth. But there's also other elements that are technically elements. You have death, life, time, all that shit. I think, quote-unquote, elemental magic would be the best, as it helps people kind of, you know, get kind of... It keeps it simple, you know what I mean? We could have, like, 5 or 6, quote-unquote, element types, to keep it simple while still having variety. We could do that. Because if you're talking like that, then yes, elemental is the way to go, because it keeps it simple while still leaving room for variety and complexity. You know what I mean? We can expand the magic materialize it, expand on how magic materializes. Like, it can materialize on a whole lot of different things. It just be consistent and not too much. Exactly. We can also make magic classes and subclasses, yeah. But another thing that you're talking about is like, are you also talking about how you find it out in nature? Kind of Hunter x Hunter. I got it. But I thought you were talking for a second like how you find instead of elements. Oh, like you can lump people into like a class instead of like going by elements. I'd still prefer elements because you can make a, because based on what X is saying, like with the weapons and shit, you can have a class with the elements, which would be cool. But also you can just do straight up classes too, which also work. In lore, should we just explain where magic comes from? Is it like it's just a natural in the world, or did it come from an alien asteroid or something like that? A bunch of people start using it. That's what I was thinking about. I would say X most likely is just natural. In this world, if you're using technology with magic, it has to be something that's natural. You cannot, you know, bank your entire civilization on a material that's not a consistent. You know what I mean? Because if you do that, you're gonna run out of it pretty quickly if you have to rely on fucking meteorites for it. So I'd say it's a natural thing in this world. As natural as like breathing in a sense, or like the air, animals, nature. Magic is just there. And you could just say magic just exists in this world and it formed when the earth was made. Exactly. Magic is just something that exists. Magic is just something that comes from the world, and it's, you know, okay, maybe that can be a lore big as well. Yeah, because you could just say it's a natural thing, and most people be okay with that, and the lore heads would want to look into it. For example, in like X's dungeon thing, there could also be good loot as well as, you know, lore books and shit like that, where it's like, okay, here's lore. Here's how magic actually works. Here's where it actually comes from, like in detail. You know what I mean? So that you don't have to make it all at once. You can just kind of put it here and there. It's gonna be like a big, like, oh, here's how it works, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Which would also give people another reason to, you know, team up together. Because I guarantee you, some people out there who'd be really into lore. Like maybe the mana death stuff is natural, but humans go greedy and steal it from the world, so the world's fighting back and destroying humans. Who knows? And that's what the gunmen are trying to stop. The world from dying, yeah, that's a big thing. And the world fighting, that's a pretty big thing to stop. How would you stop the world from fighting back because you took too much, though? Your only options, lore-wise, for stopping it would be either restraining the humanity to stop and only use what they need, or 2, beat the Earth into submission until it just stops fighting back. Or like have some way where the Earth just stops, either by submission or like some kind of way where you kind of make it more dormant, in a sense, you know what I mean? Where it's just no longer able to kind of do it anymore. It doesn't have the energy to fight back. You know what I mean? I'm glad it's a talking thing, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I would not have gone this far. I would have hodgepodged a bunch of mods together and be like, yep, here's a story. Yep, we're good. But this could work. But the government doesn't know what's causing destruction, so they're saying the players have to figure it out. Okay, yeah. If it's something like, it's something magical like taking on the world, yeah, there's plenty of ways you can work around that lore-wise and gameplay-wise. I keep going back to Ruby, but it could be like that, where it is just one thing infused with like a bunch of energy that just, you know, there's always, you can do it, be it's Earth itself, an actual creature, some kind of just, you know, just natural force that doesn't actually want to destroy the Earth, but it kind of just doing it as like a side effect of just being naturally around. Back in the just say we added a class system where base market player with skill number go up. I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking X. I'm thinking basic kind of RPG style, where people can kind of put points more towards certain ways. Like, say you want to be a dust range user, you can put points that makes it more viable for you or easy to use it like that way, or makes you strong, you know what I mean? For example, it'd be like if you have a dust in a range weapon, the dust is used at a slower pace, or it shoots faster, or you can do this and that, you know what I mean? Or you can have a certain, if you go heavily into a certain path, you can unlock things that no one else can unlock, you know what I mean? Or make, in a sense. Because that way, there's benefits to both multi, you know, going around the skill tree, and also hard going into one skill tree, where it's like, I can make this now that no one else can, which means it's valuable because only I can make it. And then 2, if you multi-class, it's like, yeah, you can make that one really good thing, but I'm more diverse, so I need to find one counter to that thing, and then I'm on the same level as you. You know what I mean? I'm thinking RPG kind of style like that, where it's like, you know, you can do that, and we have some way to reset that's, you know, like, it's not an easy way to reset, but there is a way to reset in case somebody wants to, you know, like, swap out, you know what I mean? That'd also be a thing, too. Because, you know, no one likes being hard stuck in something. They like to explore with the express purpose and thought that they can, in fact, if they want to, reset their skills, you know what I mean? That's what makes it fun, because you can experiment. Where it's a thing of like, oh yeah, it's an item that's hard to make, but I can make it semi-reliably, so I can play around a little bit, you know what I mean? Test different play styles. Because so far, this magic stuff does work together and can be modded, I'd say, relatively easily and simply. Especially at the start. That gives us very, you know, a nice hodgepodge of, like, both realism and also fantasy to give us, you know, kind of give leeway with both lore and gameplay stuff. You know what I mean? Which is what I'm kind of going for. I really like the fact that we can go one way. Should be more open when you can switch between range and melee, or is it built style where the system is designed you have to commit to a playstyle, i.e. where you can range specific build, you're really effective guns and bows, really bad melee? I'd say how it would work is that I wish I could show you it. Think of it like this. You could go down pure fucking range, but also you could branch off into mid-low tier melee, for example, relatively easily. Think of it like a triangle in a sense. Like, make the skill tree go in 3 directions that then can connect to each other in certain ways. Where if you go down one path really heavily, you're not just stuck like that, you can slowly branch off if you want to, but at the cost of slowly moving away towards more pure direction shit. I think you could go boot both if you decide to level that way, yep. You know what I mean? Because having someone be stuck in one simple thing, one little section, makes it very restrictive. I was thinking like how Dark Souls does RPG. Elaborate. As somebody who has never played Dark Souls, elaborate to me, because I have never played Dark Souls to my knowledge. I am very much a beginner at that game. Stop. Faster fire rate, faster fire rate. Then we want to get a glue gunner down here. And he's going to be the gluinator. But yeah, I want it to be kind of, you know, open, but it gives, you know, a bonus to both. Multi-classing will also be hard specific, but also kind of a punishment if you try and multi-class. I guess there's no way to multi-class too much in a system like that. It'd just be more of like you're good at everything, but not great at anything. You know what I mean? Which I can see some people wanting, where it's like, okay, you're good at everything, but you know, you're not really excelling at one thing. Kind of how they're a very big jack of all trades, where other people are more of a kind of like a hard set, I'm this, I'm that kind of thing. While others are also being like, I also multi-class, where it's like I'm not heavy multi-classing, but I'm a main of a subclass in this. You know what I mean? That could work. A little more. There we go. There we go. Look at all that beautiful progress. They're going to put this boy right here and do the same thing to him. Yep, keep it steady, keep it steady, keep it steady, keep it steady, keep it steady. Yeah, we gotta get this guy to be corrosive really fucking quickly. And I can't upgrade y'all anymore. But yeah. So far, I think we got a really good baseline for everything. That can be really good, lore and gameplay wise. It's just now we're starting to get to the more nitty gritty kind of in-depth things like, okay, skill trees. How do they work? How does this thing work? How do you want this to work? How will this fit into the lore wise? How will this do this? You know what I mean? And the ending is still open, exactly. So it's really good. Yep, there's no... The ending is going to be a surprise to anybody, because even me as a person involved in the storytelling and the progress of making the thing, I don't fucking know what's going to happen. It can go so many ways, which is why I would just trust you to just like be like, okay, demons got lore. They could probably make an ending based on any way it goes. They probably like how many twists and turns, just chaos of how people act could add to a story. Because you could think and plan for one way, like, boom. Dark Souls RPG doesn't traditionally have a skill tree, and more stat-based, equipment-based, and equipment-based. There are different skills to upgrade based on XP, like vitality, endurance, etc. It also doesn't encourage commitment. You can at one moment have a wizard build, but next you have a gun nut build. I feel like I can start fleshing out a magic system soon. That'd be great, Demon. I think X, if you did that approach, there'd also have to be a little bit of Fallout in there. where people can see, you know, their skills, you know what I mean? Where you can see what certain paths get you. But it's like you have to have this level of intelligence to get this level of endurance to get this, you know what I mean? Because just putting numbers in, I feel like wouldn't really get a beginner person to an SOP's mind really gain what they can do with it. Especially since this is a mod that doesn't exist. There's no way for them to look up how something works. They have to just ask around and us and just figure out themselves. There needs to be some way for them to see like a big picture of how they can build themselves out, you know what I mean? Because also the best part is too, you can start with just a very basic skill tree, and of every kind of thing, it gets bigger and bigger. By the end, it's like bigger by a humongous amount compared to when we first started. Examples in Logistics and Magic mod when I have an RPG. A gun might have more accuracy of bigger intelligence. So wait, magic elements or classes? Honestly, even I'd say more towards element than classes, as elements are more fluid. You know what I mean? Okay, yep. Because I think elements can just be more kind of a, you know, like I said earlier, fluid. Makes it that people have more options to kind of just fuck around with and play with. But X, how hard would it be to actually program? That's a real question. Because also people want to see, you know, how things work. If you just write it down, I guarantee, because I can guarantee this, some people won't read that much. Because in our Task Force SMP, there are people that did not read at all, basically, certain things. You also have to take that into account of like, hey, some people don't like to read. You know what I mean? So reading into every single stat and how it portrays things, it wouldn't not be the best. They may need more of like a visual thing to represent it. Because people can look at something and be like, okay, that's good. More so than, okay, how do I do this? From reading it, you know what I mean? Because I'm just trying to prevent what happened in the Taskmaster one where people just did not read a fucking single thing. And it resulted in so much confusion. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, god damn, it fucking sucked when certain things just like had to be put on pause or explained heavily again because even like basic things are not read. But again, I guess again for a skill tree, people will likely read into that more so because like, okay, how do I want to make myself? Because oh sorry, okay. Because it's also a question of like, how intense do we want to go by the end? By the end, how powerful are we meant to be? Like on a power scaling level, are we like, say, example, in one bullet you can destroy a big tree, or are we like, one bullet could destroy like a house? Is another thing we gotta kind of think about. Because if we're going for super strong, you need a super kind of like big flashy skill tree. If we're going for smaller, you could use just the numbers. Minecraft is a tool system where it'd be simple as like hover gonna be like info, accuracy multiplied intelligence, is not gonna be a big list of estimates how each skill would work. I try my best words be. So how items get benefits from what skills we upgrade. If it's like that, then we could do it like that, which is skill points. I think the very end y'all are gonna go up against the literal Earth. That helps a lot, Demon, actually. So that means we have to get relatively strong to fight a planet. So we have to be like on sub-planetary level of firepower and abilities. Which still wouldn't be that hard to do because we could probably do that relatively easily in Minecraft because you could like destroy a humongous amount of Earth, which is a stack of TNT. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think, though, how players will react to this. There'd have to be some way to prevent yourself from being set back too heavily, you know what I mean? For example, if you take like 4 hours to make one thing for like one weapon, and then some rival comes up and kills you, that puts a real big damper on your mood of having to do all that again. So there's to be some way to make it so you can consistently both have a risk of losing items, but also keeping items. Maybe like some kind of insurance kind of magic thing where it's like you put it on an item. When you die, it goes back to say like some kind of special chest, but it's hard to make that thing. But as time goes on, it gets easier. But also you need more of it for higher tier things. You know what I mean? Maybe that. To be fair, if you upgrade a skill or a point, you have to collect dust. Dust can be used to add skill, but the price dust increases. In addition, there's a rare item that can craft. You can rework your stats by 0. That would work. That would work. That would work. I'm cool with that. But there also be some way to both ensure, but also have a chance of risk on things. You know what I mean? And also some other kind of, if you want to, some other kind of other layer besides just weapons. Because there's also, if you're making weapons super strong, you'd have to have armor that could also take that back. You know what I mean? And if you want to go a step further, simple artifacts that can either just help in both either combat or exploration that are very easy. But also, you know, hard to get and also kind of be like, okay, there's some variety here. You know what I mean? Thankfully, you don't have to do that because tech can actually kind of do that for us. Magic tech, you know what I mean? Or you can go super archaic if you want to. Oh! You can do it too. It could make death and respawning canon. That is a good question. Is death and respawn a canon thing or just an in-game thing? Because like I said, I would like to have some way for people to keep their items, but not like a, oh my god, it's super easy to keep your items. It's the thing of like, you need to choose. For example, you're going to a high level area. It's like, okay, what do I want to bring on me? What's good, and how much I have to prepare for it if I don't want to lose something, and what can I afford to lose and what can I not afford to lose before someone goes in and gets the shit before me. I was thinking there's like some level of death magic. Then yeah, death would be a canonical thing. You can come back. We go Dark Souls or Hollow Knight style. On death, you just drop your dust. And resurrection magic, yeah. We could have it so that death is a canon thing, but since you're in such a fucking wild magic area, there's so much resurrection and life, quote-unquote, magic around that it just brings you back because there's no one else and such an abundance of this magic here. Because, again, because in the story, you're in some completely wild area where there's no other people around, really. Maybe small patches, which is the villages, of course, because we can't really... It'd be... do we want villagers there? We could have our own type of village that has certain trades that are, like, less common. Because I doubt regular-ass villages would kind of fit into this, where it's like, oh yeah, you have a magic E-Tech gun. Give me 32 carrots for an emerald. That doesn't really fit into it. But luckily, all you gotta do is just change the villagers' trades, and that can just change like that. You know what I mean? Might be too much, but I can go as far as recoding the resource system where you die, you don't respawn in your bed, but you spawn in some sort of magical oasis. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just more of a bed thing, but you can just call it in lore. The reason why you respawn is because there's so much just natural magic around, you come back. You know what I mean? That's kind of like if you want to do like a quick little, like, not cop-out, but like kind of like a quick explanation, you can do it like that. Where it's like, oh yeah, the reason you come back, simple. This area is so wild with magic that it's very easy for you to come back to fucking life. Because there's just so much dust in this area. You know what I mean? Because, you know, there has to be some constant risk of loss and also gain when exploring, you know what I mean? Maybe you have to enchant your bed with resurrection magic and respawn. How would that work? because that would have to be a really basic spell to do. You know what I mean? Because you have to have that at the start, or else you cannot respawn at your bed. It needs to be just some really basic spell of like, oh, look at that, early life magic. Make your bed a respawn point. You know what I mean? But if the player don't have this, how would the player respawn? Exactly. I think to keep it simple, we'll just say that the magic of life and death are so potent in this area that every time you die, there's so much around you that your body just gets pulled of it so much that it goes back to your place of, let's call it long rest, like it was like a D&D and kind of like as a placeholder name. You respawn at your most recent place of rest. Like one of those basic death magic things where like you put a tiny rune on the block and you respawn there. I don't know. I think just naturally because it's just better for like gameplay wise. You don't gotta do no spells on a bed to make you respawn there. It's just a simple thing of it's just regular Minecraft you respawn, but the lore reason why is because there's just so much abundance of life magic here. Because think about how annoying it'd be where every time you move your bed, you gotta re-put a spell on it. Might be tedious, but we could make some sort of limbo or athleticism on death. You get sent into some sort of limbo dimension, a mirror dungeon client simulation. You'll be live again, and then respawn in bed. If you want to do that, I'd say you do that in like later parts, but in early game you just respawn. But like maybe in certain areas, if you die, you have to do that to get back. You know what I mean? Because think from a gameplay perspective, you're building your house, you fall off, you die. Instead of just immediately spawning, getting your shit back, and just continue building, you gotta do a whole limbo-ass thing. Because you gotta think about it, people aren't only gonna die in combat. People will still die in really fucking stupid ways. Trust me, I know. On the Task Force SMP, that was a constant. No one died in combat, but stupid fucking ways killed you. Like me running off because I was too fast and dying from falling damage, that killed me. No mob could kill me, but that fucking killed me. You know what I mean? It's like that. Berserker. It's only just take about 5 minutes to complete, but I can see it being tedious. It'd be tedious for certain little early on areas. I mean, early in the game where you're dying a good amount because you're like, this is a new mod to you, and it's like, oh my god, it's crazy. I can see people dying a lot, but then as time goes on, it's like, oh, this is. Sorry, early on, I'd be like, this is really tedious, and I hate this. I'd say more so just regular respawn, unless you have a certain dimension. That's kind of like a dungeon dimension where it takes you to like a structure, like the dungeon you're talking about, or it's like an in-game event, where if you die in that area, it gets sent to that place instead of being like, you know, an all-around thing. Because like I said, I feel like there needs to be some way to ensure certain items while also kind of, you know, there's still being a risk of loss. Yeah, we can scratch that and rethink the whole causing death or something. It could be just a simple cop out of like there's so much life energy here, or we could just not explain it at all. And it's just one of those things. Is like, how? Wow, I died here, but I'm back again. Crazy. That could also just be a side effect of the world ending thing. Like the world ending thing is so strong that it's not allowing you to die right now. You know what I mean? It's just something. Maybe it's I keep forgetting around 36. I keep fucking forgetting it. It's 3 hours, so I'm gonna make this my last run, however long it lasts for. I'm still talking about this because this is a really nice concept that, with the right people, could be very fun and very entertaining to watch for everybody involved. A world that's very dangerous with dust and regular runic magic, both being the same thing, with also being guns and better guns as time goes on, stronger melee, this and that. It's very good. What about this? You die, you turn into a ghost, you can possess any mob from that point after possessing, let's say, a zombie. You can go to your body, you have to go to your body again. I'm just saying, bro, that's a lot. I think in certain areas you can do that, but as an all-around thing, I would say a no-go from a game perspective because it'd be really fucking tedious to do. You know what I mean? Imagine you die in a really awkward place and to fucking possess a zombie who can't jump or really run or do anything that's really that insane. It'd be really hard for you to get back and it'd just feel tedious. I'd say it'd just be a regular you respawn thing, but it's a thing of like regular Minecraft despawn time, but certain items are insured. For example, you could have a little like crystal of dust that is a really hard dust to make that you can put on an item that's like, hey, this thing is now quote unquote insured, so if you die, you respawn with it. As long as you can still do player stuff, but you just burn daily, your skills not carry. It's cool, but I can see not finishing. It'd be really annoying, X. Imagine you die right before the sun rises, you become a zombie. You're then just stuck for the entire day, or you have to die and possess like a sheep. I think personally, I would hate that. As a player, I would fucking hate that. I would loathe that. Because that's so complex and so annoying, especially if you just, again, you died at fall damage. I say death, just respawn. Unless you're in a certain area and we decide to have a special thing there, then we can talk about your whole advanced dying thing. But for the most part, it's just respawn. You drop items unless it has a special kind of like insure crystal on it. Because think about it, if you go to a really hard dungeon, the likelihood of getting your gear back is not great. It's not. But if you have insured items, you can just respawn with your insured items so you don't lose everything. The respawn point can be like the altar of something fancy. That could be fine. Like if you die off rip, you spawn this fancy dancy place, but as time goes on, you spawn in your own base. We could have just like, yeah, just have like the main area structure be really fucking well decorated until you get a bit. Exactly. Just have where we initially start be a really nice, fancy kind of area that's relatively safe. It's like even if you die early on, you spawn in a safe place. It's not a constant death thing where you can't just, you know, chill until day comes, until you get to bed too. That could work. What Demon is saying is a good thing where the initial spawn point is a really nice, fancy place, you know what I mean? And then we can connect to lore and magic, exactly. It's just a very nice thing. Because you have to have a really good death cycle to make death both be, you know, a thing you avoid while also not being a super tedious thing. Think of it like Tarkov. You want to go to a high area of a bunch of good loot? Guess what? If you die, you drop your shit and you may not get it back. In Minecraft terms, where you get to walk back and get it again. But you can have like an item that's a one-time death thing that ensures it, so it respawns on you. But guess what? The thing you insured is no longer insured. So you have to make a debate of like, hey, don't want to go back in there and risk losing everything to get my stuff I back had, or keep the stuff that I have that's important on me and just rebuild from here. Or since we have tech here, we can make a set where the player is some sort of magic clone and see where you can die and sort of just clone again. I think you just die and you just come back to life. In lore, Demon can make it anything technically, but in gameplay, it's just that you just respawn. A very easy, simple thing. Except for like maybe in a special area that we decide to make it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's Discord. I mean, it goes to have it instead of that bed being something, it's a separate, fairly simple thing to make, like a little more connected to the canon. You could just make it and call it like a fucking fairy lantern. Make it very easy to make. Like, just make a lantern and then put like a simple like life dust in it, and it becomes a fairy lantern. You place it down, you respawn there. Oh yeah, in game you can respawn, but the gameplay aspect is like how we handle loss. We go back to Minecraft dropping or like Hollow Knight where you only drop your currency. We need some way. Yeah, something like that where it said, yeah. For the respawn things, it'd be like that. But another thing is that when you're talking about X of Death, what it needs to be both a risk, but also a way to keep certain hard items. Because it depends. Like, for example, how hard are some items we to make? Because also, if we do fairy lanterns, it can be very easy to the point where it's like, in certain areas, you just can't put down a fairy lantern. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're in a dungeon, guess what? You can't put down a bed or a fan. You can put a bed and sleep, yeah, but you're not going to respawn here because you can't put a fairy lantern down. It just make it easier for certain little special areas to make it so you can't respawn there with the use so you can just block out the fairy lantern. Maybe you can enchant certain items to stay in your inventory. That's what I was thinking, but it had to be like a one-time enchant so that every time you have to either make that item again or get that enchant again to keep it safe on you. Because if you just can enchant everything to get that, the risk of death becomes non-existent. We have to have a constant risk of death and loss. So make it a relatively hard thing to get, or a thing you can't even get from, like, say, crafting, either be dropped from a boss or from an event. You know what I mean? So that people use them very sparingly, where it's like, hey, yeah, I got it, and I can have it now. I'm willing to use it for this one, for this adventure, to get some good loot, so even if I die, I still keep this thing. You know what I mean? Something like that. It has to be an enchant or an item that you can only get... hiccups. In some kind of challenging way that's also not impossible. You know what I mean? You gotta find some death dust that's rarer than netherite. Yeah, because to be fair, netherite's not super rare. But I'd say yes. You have to find some way to get death dust. That could work, yeah. How else do you have to get death dust and you can make it into like a death fucking... And you can go... Okay, of course you can make the death dust into a weapon thing, of course, and armor. But you can also make death dust into a side thing of fucking... Actually, no. I feel like death dust would only be used to guarantee items and a few other things. I feel like that would not be that useful for weaponry because everyone would stockpile into that one element just because it's also the element involved in protecting your items. So death dust would not be a weapon thing, but just more of a add-on thing to like protect things or do this or that. I think it's just me, but if it's really tedious on death, you could have it go back to your death position to get your items again since you're basically naked, you're basically vulnerable, and the risk of getting killed again when you kill you. I think only death's experience being dropped is more fair in my opinion. It's a thing of it has to be the proper risk and reward. Because if you only drop your dust or your quote-unquote currency, you still have all your items. You could just keep all your dust in a chest before you leave, except for the dust you're gonna use for your weapons and shit. You know what I mean? So there's no risk of death. I say we go with what Demon said, where death dust is rare, so you can find it in nature. It's just really fucking rare. It is not affected by fortune, of course, but you can also just get the regular full-on protection item from events and things like that. You know what I mean? Or a reward for killing a boss, something like that. You know what I mean? Just like people can have a consistent way to protect their items that gets better as time goes on, but is hard in the beginning. But also as time goes on, you're constantly changing. So like, what do you want to prepare for? We can make it that dust is not like a mark item. It's some sort of magic like XP that becomes part of you. But then how would you get it? Because based on how many elements there are, there needs to be that many ways to get that dust that's equal across the board, but also fair. You know what I mean? For example, Death Dust, how do you get that? What do you gotta do to get that, XP-wise? Is it an RNG thing? Because I feel like having dust be an actual in-game thing is a good thing. Like, it's an item. It's a naturally occurring thing that we can decide to get. Okay, wait. I can explain what I was thinking about the dust thing real quick. Because I was thinking, like, it's a thing you can actually just find in the world. Having it be, like, an XP thing, how would you charge certain weapons? Certain high-tier weapons would take a lot of dust. Would you just level up a lot? In which case, certain melee builds and pure magic would be better because just pure mana is having to get dust itself. You know what I mean? That makes having just regular runic magic better because you're using just mana which recovers over time compared to having to constantly level up to get dust. You know what I mean? And also, what if you're really heavily built into one style of dust? You'd have all this other dust that doesn't work with your playstyle. There needs to be a way to get dust reliably from certain ways that can dictate how a player plays and where they play around a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, pop off, Demon. Explain. Because I feel like dust as an XP item isn't great. Because how would you power machines then with dust? You know what I mean? It'd be very hard to maintain dust and machines later on if it's an XP thing. This could be job by mods depending on the mob. The job just is basically like XP but different. So then mob farms would become meta. I prefer it to be something you can just find or is only dropped by certain mobs, not all mobs. And we have to make it so that those certain mobs have conditions where they have to spawn. So that way people can't just make a mob spawner for a certain amount of dust. They could have to either find it or just, you know, really kind of do it. Because again, like, for the basic dust, that's fine. But for the harder dust, that's going to be like a... That's going to be a hard thing. Because I think, personally, I think having dust be kind of like... almost like an ore thing, where like certain ones are super common, where other ones are super rare. Kind of like how iron compared to emeralds. You know what I mean? Or like coal compared to diamonds. Copper to gold. Where the basic dust are relatively easy to find, but the more advanced, harder ones are harder to get your hands on. Those can be dropped purely by mobs, but the basic ones should be easily obtainable. Not really. I can easily code where a chunk has limited amount of dust to drop, so modifier is not that meta. But it's still the thing, though, X. If it's a drop thing, how would it work? So I was thinking that there are 5 elements. Each element has a subclass, like different manifestation of each basic element. The elements can be manifestation in different ways based on runes. Runes are controlled based elements. Each element has a corresponding crystal/ore. Different types of magic crystals are more or less rare than others. To make dust, you gotta crush the crystal, and you can use the dust to manifest different magic things. We could do that where it's just okay. What we could do, hear me out. Just do what Demon said, which is what we all been saying. Basically, dust first comes in a, let's call it a wild crystal form. You take the wild crystal form, you turn to dust. Once you're into dust, you can go through multiple paths. You can go to more of a stabilize it into a crystalline dust. Actually, yeah, wild crystal and then stable crystal, we can call them. You know what I mean? Or you can use pure dust for more magic things where, like, you know, stabilized crystals is more for techie things. You know what I mean? And certain crystals are rarer than others. You know what I mean? However, stop. But then also, certain mobs can drop, you know, crystals. So you can both mine for it and kill for it for the basic elements. if there's 5 elements, I'd say 3 of them are basic and 2 of them are, quote, rare. You know what I mean? If we go with 5. You know what I mean? So you have 3 basic ones, which gives us range, because you can go fucking, like, say, the purer the crystal, the better, the more powerful, more difficult. Exactly. Because you could have, say, example, like, a basic stable crystal, but then you can refine it to be where it's like, chipped, polished, flawless, perfect. As time goes on and machines get more and more advanced, you know what I mean? Because there has to be some progression, of course. Where at the start, we don't even have the technology to get, for example, perfect crystals. But as time goes on, perfect crystals become the meta because you can you know, use magic if you want to go for, you know, stabilized dust. You can then, you know, make magic tech for it that makes it so it's very easy to get the purified version that's perfect. Here we add the same magic progression of the elements. Okay, go ahead. Pop off. Excuse me. Because you have to take into account that people are probably going to be in one area for a good long time. They'll explore far out probably a lot, but they'll have one main base. It'll go from base element to more pure magic element. Go on. So at its first form, i.e. we'll call it for right now, Wild Crystal, it's just a base element. To draw out more magical power from it, you gotta purify it. So at the start, you can just use the pure crystal. Dust being limited based on chunks should encourage players to explore and get more dust. But also think about it, there's gonna be a certain point where certain dusts are just non-existent anymore. Energy, fire, electricity, sound, light. Okay. I think X, what we should do is that the most basic form can be both mined and dropped from certain mobs, while also doing what Demon is doing here, where we have 5 levels for each element. That way we can just decide how it's like, okay, each element can go up this many levels for based on how many quote-unquote updates we want, basically, you know what I mean? With every update, you get a new kind of tier, basically. Or every other update, you get a new tier. We can do that like that. To make it more streamlined and simple. So instead of working on the entirety of it, we just work on each column of them, basically. But yeah, because what Demon said, energy to fire, fire to fucking electricity, electricity to sound, sound to light. That's how energy is transformed in real life, in power form. Water, ice, something, air, something, spirit. My bad. We could do that. Because again, the best way we could do this is to organize it into ways we can cut up each segment into parts. And we call them weeks. For example, week 1, we'd only have the basic fucking energy, water, air in the most wild form, in the crystal form. Then the next week, we unlock the dust form. After dust, then it could be like, okay, do you want it to be more stabilized? It can go to, you know, fucking, how do you want to do it? Do you want to do techie, or do you want to do it for pure more magic, like pure regular magic? Earth, rock, plant, something. Yeah. That way, with this method of breaking up the steps of how we get and can obtain dust, it makes so we can easily kind of just, you know, decide how hard we can make something, you know what I mean? And also keeping it, you know, organized in easy to digest ways that people can understand. Each element, quote unquote, has 5 elemental stages of purity. You know what I mean? That get more kind of whimsical as time goes on. Because like with first at Earth, Earth, the most you can do at first is just, you know, like basic rock stuff. Then you can do more advanced rock stuff. Then the more in-depth magical side of Earth in the form of life, plants. They can take it a step further and be like, oh, what's after plants? I don't fucking know. What would be after plants? It'd be like fucking. Honestly, Earth seems to be more kind of like be more good for defensive kind of shit. The more rare and shit, dark, shadow, something, death, undead. Yeah. Dark, shadow, fucking. Dark, shadow. What would be the middle thing? Death and then undead are great, but shadow would be dark, shadow. We will figure out the names, but this system makes so that it can help us, so that we can just simply, how many ever weeks we want to have, we can then slice it up into when we can unlock certain levels of tiers. Oh, wait for water. We gotta put like blood magic somewhere in there. I'd say blood magic will be a dark thing. Where, since dark is rarer, you'd rather, instead of using more dust, use more so your health. You know what I mean? Those are the ideas are codable in a short time frame. This is not a short time frame, X. This could happen whenever. This could happen in a year. There is no time frame on it. It is just a conversation right now. There is no set date for this. You know what I mean? Okay, so like dark, shadow, blood, death, undead. Blood is a nice blend between shadow and death. Because I feel like if an element is rarer, for example, dark is rarer, you would need less of it per things, but also it balances out because it's still so fucking rare, and you still need some of it to use the fucking element itself. You know what I mean? To keep it balanced. Because again, X, there's no time frame on this. It's just something that is just gonna. It's just a thought, a cool thought. Those you can combine things. How much can you combine things? I would say, like you can combine things one time or like go in depth. I feel like one time would be the max we could do for that. Like each of his own rune and like combining runes creates a layout. Which yeah, I know these are just thoughts, which I'm glad because it would be a nightmare to juggle my personal game project and this SMP mods. Which is why I'm just saying like this is just ethereal we could do. Because I could probably find mods like this where you would only have to make the kernel of it, like I said, and then I add the shit around it. So like rock plus fire equals lava. That'd be a lot of combinations. Like we're talking a fuck ton. Even if we had 3 elements with 5 fucking levels to each, that'd be 25 combinations. Actually, no, that'd be fucking way more. Because each one can go off another thing, and that's just a fuck ton of combinations. That'd be fucking. Let's just say 3 elements, 5 things. Well, that's 1, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That'd be about 75 combinations, assuming we only combine one time. That's for 3 elements. That's 75 combinations. I completely spaced out there. Mainly like anything's incompatible. I'd say more towards high tier things, if anything. I was gonna make an algorithm that can not only combine stuff, but it risks breaking things or making overpowered stuff. I'd say we'd only do super basic, if that shit, you know what I mean? Hold up, cool ice hero. Very interesting, let's see this hero. You know what I mean? I'd say we'd have to decide and it'd be at the end. Like, towards the end, like maybe the last 2 stages of elements you can combine. You know what I mean? So that we go from like, say, instead of going from saying the final stage, we go from like the 4th stage to 4th stage combining. And then we go to the 5th stage and 5th stage combining. You know what I mean? Because it would not be every tier. I'd say it'd be the last 2 tiers and that's it. Well, like, I didn't know where to put combustion, so I was thinking energy was combustion time for guns. A gun could just shoot a pure elemental blast. That's very possible. Because what X could do is instead of making a gun for each dust, make one gun that you could put and have dust be like a simple source, like an arrow in the Minecraft game, where you can just use that dust in that gun and just pew, 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 pew. You know what I mean? And at the end, if we wanted to, then we could start combining dust. But that seemed like a very end game thing of hyper technology, of combining 2 fucking purified magical elements. Again, this conversation is a very cool thing, but thankfully, it's a thing that, one, even if we did do it, it would not be sometime soon. It'd be more so, also, under undead would be keep inventory thing, yeah. But it'd be kind of like a fucking, what's it called, I'm thinking. Well, Demon, if it's undead is to keep items, everyone's gonna want to do undead. So everyone be doing blood magic shit. The element for keep inventory would either be one of every dust, or it had to be fucking, that element is purely for, like, support things. Because if dark is and undead is for that, everyone's gonna just pile into undead and not use any other ones because that's all for fucking, that can help you keep your items. So that that dust would be in very low supply, but in very high need. If you create a super imbalanced fucking thing. Because we could just do that where you combine all the dust together to make a simple thing like that. But it'd be kind of like, fucking, what's it called? The stronger the item, the fucking, the more we need to do it, you know what I mean? For example, because we could do it in tiers. Like, this is a tier 2 item, it needs a tier 2 thing. Because in theory, we would need to make maybe 2 to 3 items per class to kind of just give it some variety. I need to keep fair, keep inventory. This is with a backpack like magic container you can bring. It can carry 9 items on depth that magic container doesn't drop. We could just do that, yeah. We could do that and then have it so that it has a durability. Or have it act like a chest, like an ender chest, where you can bring it with you, and if it suddenly goes in your in that bag, if something is in that bag, that's hard though, because if you're dying, you're not gonna have time to pull out a bag and shove items in it. Is the thing. There has to be some way for it to be a one-time use thing, like a totem of undying, that could be applied to an item. Think of it like the Curse of Vanishing, where it can go on an item, but the second you die and that item drops, it fucking... what's it called? That quote-unquote enchantment goes away. It's more like how shulkers work in Minecraft, but you can open it in inventory and put your items there. Again, though, like, think about it. You're getting hurt really badly and really quickly more than you thought. You're not going to have times to shove your items in that bag. It has to be something that can just, you know, make it so that item stays with you, or that item, once dropped, gets sent somewhere else. Like a simple, like, it gets sent to a fucking designated chest, or like something in like the initial spawn magic fountain area. You know what I mean? That way there's some way for you to get your shit back, even if you die. You know what I mean? Something like that is what it would have to be. A backpack someone could just make infinite of them and just carry a bunch of them. And if they're super hard to make, it wouldn't be that valuable because you have to fucking throw your items quickly in there as you're dying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, it's a very hard balance to kind of make it so you can ensure an item. But, however, this fully depends on how hard you make it to make a certain item. If it's relatively easy to make an item, we don't have to worry about it at all. On God. Maybe you need like a special enchanted book with multiple dusts you can surround and make an item of enchantment with those things. It's more likely you keep stuff. It's more likely only used to keep stuff like demons, diamonds, netherites, and such. Well, if you think about it, diamonds and netherite would be very, like, that'd be week 1 shit. Because we can't just, like, take that out because that's used for so many basic ass fucking things in Minecraft. I'm still more thinking, like, basic Minecraft shit is going to be, like, week 1, maybe week 2 shit. Then it's going to be slowly starting to turn into more R shit. You know what I mean? Because think about it. All that matters is your gear. So if you make gear hard but not insanely hard to make, we don't have to worry about that. About keeping items. Right, I got a question for you. Go on. Because if it's really, like, not super, like, maybe, like, 30 minutes to an hour to make an item, then, yeah, it's not going to be that bad. Because, like, okay, people be like, okay, yeah, that sucked, but I do the risk. That's only about an hour to make again. Can X9 make lore without your knowledge? If it's meant to be a surprise, go ahead, bro. You have the Discord. You can talk in the mod chat about this. Because I'm about to end stream. You can still talk about it over long periods of time in there. Thinking about it. Talking. Because I can also see that and answer things. And also in Discord, you can DM each other. So that way, if there's a lore bit that's meant to be a surprise, I don't need to know it. Because then I can also be as ingrained into the story as everyone else is without being like, I wonder what this button does. Wow, I wonder who that's. It'd be kind of best to keep something secret from me too. Not only just fucking lore-wise, but also gameplay-wise. Ideally, I give y'all the groundwork. Sorry, we work together to make the groundwork, and then y'all can just go wild of what you want to make. I'll make a surprise for you because unfair if you know the lore. Exactly. It's unfair. I need to find this shit like everyone else. Because right now, this is basically what I would be in charge of. I'd be in charge of us together making the groundwork, and then I'd be in charge of finding people, keeping them entertained, making events, and keeping the server up and running. That's what I'd be in charge of. Y'all would have the creative side. Do what you want. I don't care. Surprise me. Baffle me. Make it really hard for me. I don't care. You know what I mean? I become a guy. Yep. Alright, I'll end our stream here. We'll probably keep talking about this in Discord because it's right there. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, thank you guys for watching. Watch for into a VOD, mate. Follow us on Twitch. And remember, 500 followers on Twitch or 500 subs on YouTube. You might as well get playing entire function. Go grab me. We are 25 away on YouTube. And every day we get closer. So fucking sub. So that being said, to your mom, dad, sister, brother, cousins, aunt, uncles, nieces, nephews, strangers, neighbors, friends, cats, dogs, everybody. Got a ritual vibe going here? Below you spam and chat and talk. Or don't, by the way. Tell your family, absolutely not. I'd rather fucking die. That being said, mwah, 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 mwah. Sleep well, have a nice night. I will talk to you all. Fuck. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. With that being said, mwah, mwah, mwah. Sleep well, have a rest of the night, and of course, peace, y'all.